Help! I've been tossed overboard.
I'll have to bill you extra for my time.
Welcome to the show. You look incredible, like a dessert that owns a yacht.
That's exactly the vibe I was going for. You know, sweet but slightly out of your tax bracket.
Mission accomplished. How does one even shop for a...
Gold on my neck, gold on my hand, purple with the stripes, that's the walk of a man. Sidewalk shining, city lights humming, every step I take, they know a boss is.
Blazing the whip, gotta vanquish the needs. My kingdom for some poppy seeds, yo.
Was barking on the phone, all that tough talk threatened. Now you looking at the floor like judge, I'm just stressing.
Police or zombie problems? Your tortoise won't stop breakdancing?
Try blue tape.
The miracle of our age. Yeah! Hey, we love that umbrella guy. All right. Thank you.
I'm calling from Los Angeles, and I'm having a little problem. Under the name ThATuMBRELLAgUY, I sent him my phone number at least 20 times in the chat and told him to call me. He ignored me. I'm a man. I filed the report. If you guys could take a look at it and give me a call back, I would love to hear what you guys can do to help us. We really need to kind of stop this guy at least until Monday. I told him to call me. I'm a man.
You know what? I talk to your mayor.
Flexing screenshots, fake stats, big talk. Gucci on a credit card, living in the TikTok. VPN hero, keyboard De Niro. Whole team zeros, but you swear you some pharaoh. You so air in a jar, flip fast, get rich. DM full of victims, you just roll and switch. You ain't built an empire. You fishing in the kiddie pool, playing with retirements, bragging like you really cool. Now you fumbled that bag. Heavy bass hit every time that you brag. Screens got receipts and the memo hit tag. That umbrella guy came swinging with the drag. You ran that scared, thought you never get tracked. Now your face looped up in the meme all black. Whole timeline laughing while you fall collapse. That umbrella guy just wrecked your ass. You an investment coach, but your math don't math. Turn trust in the dust, turn cash in the ass. You was laughing at the loss, every life that you drain. Now a clip on repeat shows your whole fake chain. He pulled dots, drop dates, sync them with the live stream. Chat say yikes, every comment the crime scene. Pause, zoom, play. Now the mask on crooked, you in shadow in the dark. You a clown caught looking. 56K, now you fumbled that bag. Heavy bass hit every time that you brag. Screens got receipts and the memo hit tag. That umbrella guy came swinging with the drag. You ran that scam, thought you never get tracked. Now your face looped up in the meme on blast. Whole timeline laughing while you fold collapse. That umbrella guy just wrecked your ass. You was catch me if you can, now it's that's not me. But the voice, same laugh, same cheek, white tee. Thought the net forgets, now the net remembers. Turn the fraud into folklore, pin you like a member. 56, now you fumbled that bag. Heavy bass hit every time that you brag. Screens got receipts and the memo hit tag. That umbrella guy came swinging with the drag. You ran that scam, thought you never get tracked. Now you
What's up, folks? How's it going? Wonderful Sunday edition of live stream. And we got a guest on today as well. Apparently, weirdly enough, last night, I learned certain people can't count or can't keep up with days. They were like, yeah, that umbrella guy hasn't had Tina on in forever. I was like, forever? You mean last week?
Man, it's been a whole 7 days.
That's a million years there, you know?
They're dumb. They
Sounds
can't
like
count.
it sounds like a certain dog is upset about the news about shot callers.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that awful?
Yeah, well, it's interesting to find out that. Oh, I saw. By the way, the whole story's changed again about cost of dogs. So now we've gone from $1,000 dog to now it was $400 and traded for.
She told me $1,000. I'm gonna go with that amount.
She said $1,000. She posted it herself once. You know, so. You know, that's what I remember. The all the antis, you know, they were up in arms about it because they were like, "What is our money?" You know,
I still want to know where my 150 went. Michelle said she didn't get the Christmas card, so
well, somebody's lying. Somebody's lying, right? But you know,
well, I can't prove it, so I'll just hush about it.
No, man. You know what? You send these weirdos money, you know, you try to help out somebody after they treat you like shit, you know. It's just a lesson learned. It's a lesson for anybody out there. I think by now enough people have given money and seen the result of it that
you know who I don't mind giving money to? You know who I don't mind giving money to?
Who's that?
Jeremy's auctions, y'all's memberships, because you tell the truth.
Well, it's really funny. These people, they so if folks missed out, I mean, there was quite a bit yesterday, quite a bit said, including, say, the dog thing apparently has now changed up. The shot caller was it was definitely out there, but they were like, oh, but we keep it on a different setting. Oh, they told us too that their supposed service dog, it likes to kill chickens and stuff.
That right there should tell everybody what they need to know.
Yeah, it says, number one, your animal's not trained. Well, they also, so they posted about the animal, talking about what it was. And Michelle Preston referred to the animal as, here, I'll pull this up on the screen, actually, because I think this is very useful. It tells you. She debunked herself, which I kind of like here. So she posted the scary part is when they're trying to make nice with my dog, talking about Hales and Travis, because she said they're trying to make nice because the dog is a guard dog service animal.
Yes, she told me that too when we were talking, that it's being trained as both, and I told her, I said, you can't have it both ways.
That's not how service animals work, man.
I remember when the little ones, I think she's got like a Shih Tzu or like a Pomeranian mixed kind of dog, and then the wiener dog. They were getting out of the fence and they would go across the street. I remember seeing a video somewhere of Travis shooing them home, but that was a while back, like maybe even pre-fence, like when they just had that. But they're not.
Tina's pre-birthday gift.
No, if y'all really, come on, let's check her off. Let's get a better one. I don't want a pre-birthday. I'm too old. You reverse my numbers, I'm dead.
Oh my God, that's funny. Everybody that pops up, it's their pre-birthday.
Oh, my.
That's hilarious.
That is.
Yeah, the whole thing. If people have missed out on this dog mess, it's actually gotten quite interesting over the last day, because there were posted pictures. Let me just bring these up real quick, and then, that way we're at the beginning. You know, and I'm sure you have some insight with the dog too. I'm sure it came up as
yeah.
discussions. So
it makes me wonder, does she think that the internet is just like a few individuals? Does she realize that it's called the World Wide Web? That's what the www stands for. That anybody and everybody can see what she posts. If the ASPCA sees this picture right here, this picture, do you really think they're going to let her keep a dog in with barbed chicken wire?
I think it's amazing what she has going on here with the shot collar thing comes up, you know, and it was right. You know, that was actually right. So she decided, though, she would talk about this, and she would try to dispel the rumor by saying it's actually on a nice vibrating setting. It's like, oh, okay.
A vibration is not going to do anything with a dog that's going to be full weighted, 130, 140 pounds, full grown.
Well, she's also saying that the reason it's wearing that is because it's killing chickens and stuff, which again means it's not a service dog, you know?
I can't remember the breed she told me, but I looked it up at the time because I was curious as to how big the dog was going to get. For the life of me, I'm sorry, I don't remember the breed.
Oh, man, I just looked it up. I can't even remember freaking... Somebody on the chat will type it up. I can't.
But that taste for blood... That dog's got the taste of blood now. What's it going to do? Good grief. It scares the heck out of me. What's she going to do if they're outside and a chicken comes running and Harley's outside and he takes that chicken, he mauls that chicken? What is that going to do to her little brain?
Well, the whole idea, period, is a service animal is supposed to be very precisely trained. And a service animal is part of precise training. You don't have to stop it from mauling things, you know? It already knows better. That's what a service animal is. Also, a service animal is not a guard dog. Look, you know, people should look that up. But here, okay, so here, first of all, is Cook talking about the cost. He said, by the way, she didn't purchase the dog. It wasn't, you know, the $1,000 dog they talked about that, you know, cost $1,000. No, not anymore. Now I traded a hitch with the value of $400 for the dog. Is that hitch that belonged to a certain other person that was down there that disappeared?
Well, let's hope it is, because that's stolen property if that's the case.
I'm just
John,
curious.
did you just put your foot in your mouth, honey?
Well, it's another lie, you know, because again, she was happy enough to brag about the cost when she thought everybody else was footing the bill for her life. But now that the money's dried up, she's like,
I even asked her the same thing. I mean, we looked into getting a dog and a service dog, and the cost is astronomical. It's over $20,000.
Oh yeah,
and
that's what
start them young, like 8-10 weeks, I think it was.
Yeah. You had to train them. Well, that's what Who's Your Daddy, you know, in the chat said that the cost of between $18,000 and $25,000 is what cost. And yeah, I mean, we used to, like I said, give them different types of training. We used to, again, we were not the trainer themselves. It wasn't our dog, but we would follow them up by helping out with some of the training. And man, you talk about intensive training.
Well, that's what they told us when we were looking into it, because we had just lost Zeus, and they said that the trainer would be at my house for a minimum of a month with us. 24/7, doctor appointment. Everywhere he went, dog would go. And they said it's very extensive. Am I using the right word? Extensive. One-on-one.
Yeah.
With Kev and the trainer and the dog. I couldn't, because they did. I'm a dog magnet. They love me and I love them. So I would literally have to leave while they're in their training, so it doesn't focus on me. But we talked about it and we decided not to, because Dinah, she'll go up and put her nose on Daddy's leg and start sniffing. And I think she's warning him that something's coming, because then he goes into a coughing fit. But yeah, and I would have done it, but that's a lot of money. I mean,
yeah.
it's bad enough. I mean, I've paid that kind of money for dogs in the past. Like I paid $3,000 for my Pomeranian Harley, and I paid $5,000 for his father, but that was back in the 90s. I would never do it today. I bought Dinah, cost us $800, and the Chihuahua is a rescue. But yeah, I wouldn't, and she doesn't have the money to do it. So
well, that's actually the kicker, you know.
She was going to try to get welfare to help her, and then she reached out to make a wish, and her wishes were the crystal trip with the RV, either an RV or help with the dog, and she ended up with the dog, but no training.
The crystal trip.
Yeah, she wanted to get an RV and live their life on the road. And
yeah, is that what she was talking about, digging crystals? And
yeah. She was how to beg.
Oh my God, that's so dope. I mean, yeah, that's great. That sounds like awesome. You know, if I were gonna get a Make-A-Wish, that's what I would want. I'd be like, hey, before something happens to you, kiddo, why don't you get out here and mine me some crystals?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Let me use you while I still can.
Yep. Man, these people, though. They also were trying to take shots toward the little ones. You know, they apparently can't read, and they think so. Tennessee is passing a new law over kids having channels under 14, or parents having them pull up the heavy labor on channels. So they think that if the kids, you know, if they hear them on the channel, they think that they can flag the channel down. But apparently they didn't read the law. They also think, well, number one, the laws that's going to kicks in July. Number one. Number two, the kids don't have a channel, nor are they contributors for this channel. But even if they were contributors, that doesn't mean they can't do it. It would just mean that they would have to have a trust set aside for them as a certain amount of the channel if they're, you know, if they're contributors, if they're part of the channel. That doesn't mean they can't walk through and talk or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, what's their deal? What is wrong with a child having a positive outlook, a positive thing to do? Would she rather these girls go run up and down the street and get
they would rather they sidewalk chalk, you know.
Yeah, let's go chalk up the road.
Yep. That's good.
Does she even have kids?
I have no idea, to be honest. You know, I
if
don't know.
does-
I've never been interested enough. I mean, I guess I could get interested. Here's the
I'm
problem.
not interested enough to look.
Well, I don't get interested enough to look at stuff like that because, as you know, you can tell when I start looking into something, I don't stop. You know.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's worth my time. Just to be honest.
Not worth my time, so I don't care.
Yeah.
I hope not, but I don't care.
Now, Michelle threw a fit yesterday. She actually put out a big long post about all this wonderful
I
stuff.
lost my glasses and I haven't been able to read any, so you have to share.
Well, oh man, you know, reading it anyway. Oh Lord. You know, they also, so they've been talking about, they actually think still that sharing text messages is a violation of wiretapping laws somehow.
Then get a lawyer.
Yeah, indeed. Actually, I would love that because the one thing they would definitely prove is that Preston was, they'll never do it because Preston, like I said, there's plenty of proof that showcases that she was having conversations, not with you. She was having them with me. And
how hard is it for her to get a picture in her head. I mean, I get it. People don't have house phones anymore, but I do. How hard is it to picture two phones on speaker laying on top of each other talking?
They will just spin anything, man. Again, you've seen that recently with fake.
With me?
Yeah, with fake records. Oh my God, dude. You know, it's funny because we had this talk, you know, back when first of all, you mentioned it. You mentioned, hey, there's another person, because I told you, you know, I look up people, and you were like, well, okay, well, there's another person. It's gonna be funny because these people are going to run across it one day for sure. They're gonna have the same name.
I told you guys that back in December. And when I met Jeremy and George, I told them the same thing.
So when I looked up, sure enough, there was it was very easy to see, though. You could tell there were multiple, you know, and like I've said to the people out here, I have my own doppelganger. I have one here that has my first name, my last name, and my middle initial. You know, it's it's very strange to look on the court docket and to see, you know, my entire name and middle initial on there.
Kevin has one too. It happens to be a distant cousin that he didn't know about. But when we bought the house, it came up and he's like, that's not me. That's not my account. And his credit had come over onto my husband's credit. Well, come to find out, same first, same middle, same last, same month, same year, just the date is different.
John seemed really excited about prostitution claims. He seems like he's looking for one. Yeah, he seemed very excited though. He's like, "Oh, baby, it's a good gross."
I'm gagging.
Yeah.
No. That's
he did. He had so many. He had so many quotes. I was like, is he in the? What's he gonna do? Try to trade him a trailer hitch or something? If you get an email from talking about a trailer hitch, you know it's John. He's like, well, maybe it was real.
Yeah, they can't afford me.
I think you ruined his day though when you said it was fake.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I'd be looking too if I had to look at what he looks at every day.
These people. So she posted this though about all of this. Half of it is about kid, and then shot collar comes up under it. And it's interesting because in the shot collar part, it's going to have another dog. There's a new dog that's listed in here. You can see she and the new dog. Yeah, see that? She and the new dog. So
that's 4 dogs now.
Well, what's interesting too is she's talking about the kid being sick and everything.
Again? I found my glasses, so now I can see.
Well, right after the Great Fire of Otter Creek.
Oh my, that was enough, wasn't it?
You know, we were talking about burning plastics and stuff, and
That's
of course,
said, as an ex-fireman, he said that's not a clean burn.
It's not, man. We burn enough crap. You know, we used to burn all kinds of stuff out, you know, and out in the middle of nowhere, and. You know, if you burn enough brush or cleared freaking land, you know, you have like a burn off. That way, you know, the land will be ready for the next year. Yeah.
Well, but with John Cook saying it's a pit. No, you're not going to have a pit in Florida, because if you start digging too far, depending on where they are with sea level in that area, 6-7 feet down, you're going to hit water. A pit is a literal pit. You know what a pit is. I know what a pit is. And people that live rurally know what a pit is.
I think he's talking about the land as a pit.
Yeah, that might be it.
Yeah, today, too, after we talk about this, we're going to talk about some Levy County stuff, too. We're going to talk about those exposing some popo and their stupo.
I don't even want to call them police, because in my eyes, they are not.
Okay. I don't know. I've dealt with enough small town crooked police. They're more indicative of cops I've dealt with over my life. You know, I hear about good cops, and I have ran into a few, I will say, but by and large, you know, in small towns especially, I've ran into a lot of bad ones. There was a cop when I was a teenager. There was a cop where we used to have an adjoining county. I lived in this place called White House, Tennessee, and right below it, there's a little area called Millersville. And the main cop out there, he would steal like pot and other stuff off kids, and he would steal it off of freaking, you know, the higher up. He'd steal stuff off of dealers if he get away with it. But he got caught trading pot for guns, and when he got caught doing it, he said it was an undercover off the books sting operation.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and he got away with it though. It was amazing. I was like, wow, you know, the TBI came in, investigated them, and the TBI was like, yeah, whatever. So,
wow.
Yeah, when you have the Tennessee Bureau of Investigations come in and be like, it says corruption, man.
We'll be seeing what they have to say this coming week. Oh, I just had a visitor come in the room to say hi to you.
Who's that, Tug?
Hey, how's it going, man?
What's up? What's up? Why are these idiots trying to talk about me?
Oh yeah, you know what? That just means that you guys are being effective because they're so desperate to silence.
Let me go ahead and give them a little bit of information. All right.
Oh, shoot.
I have never resided in the state of Florida.
Ever.
I do not. I've never had a residence in the state of Florida, and I've never worked for the Department of Corrections or any
office,
any law enforcement agency in Florida. I've never lived in Florida, so they can go ahead and eliminate that part of it. Since they're trying so hard to figure out who I am or who we are.
They're desperate to try to find something. And again, you know, it amazes me regardless, because it wouldn't matter if they did find something, you know, it still doesn't make the other part better that we talk about here. But this is their MO. Like, there was a lady that gave these people $1,000 freaking dollars for something and asked, hey, can we get proof that the thing I gave money for actually exists? Instead of doing that, they run around calling her an alcoholic and doing character assassination. So it's typical for these scammer types, you know?
Well, I drink beer, so apparently I'll be an alcoholic.
No.
Oh no, not the beer.
I'll admit to that. I drink beers.
Well,
Smoot like beers.
You and tens of millions of Americans. So
I can definitely just eliminate that from the whole process of trying to figure it out. I have never resided in the state of Florida. So whatever they found out about whatever the swope is that lives in Florida that worked for whatever police department down there.
Mm-hmm.
I am a retired out of law enforcement. Yes, yeah. But I've never worked for the state of Florida. I've never resided in the state of Florida, so they can eliminate me from that one.
Don't give them any information. Make them work for it.
Well, that's the only information I'm getting. If it's in Florida, it wasn't me. I'm sorry. I mean, I hope he was a good officer.
No, apparently he married a 15-year felon that got out. Me.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm sorry about his luck. But...
All right, honey. Go back downstairs. Love you.
Later, Tug.
Yeah, hey, later, man. It's good to hear from you.
Love you. Sorry.
I like it. I like the no. I mean, you know what?
You get the bunk raid. I get the old man raid.
It's been funny. It's been funny to listen, you know, to somebody who doesn't keep up with this stuff and see how, like, they're like, what in the world are these people on? You know?
Hi, Sissy. I see you. Sorry.
That just blows my mind, man. You know, when you get like somebody that's outside of this mess and they see how these people operate. It's just straight up character assassination. It doesn't matter if it's real for them because, they make it real to the people that follow this. Like they're in a little cult, they're not allowed to ask questions. If they ask questions, oh my God.
As long as I can be their entertainment and get their focus on me for a little bit, give everybody else a break. My skin's thick. I can handle it. Go for it. Let your gums run. Okay, so I'm sorry. What was you saying about
we're gonna read. Well, we're gonna read this. Let's read this here.
Okay.
So, hello everyone. I'm sorry, everybody. My bad. I truly hope you had a wonderful day today. It was a beautiful sunny day. Okay. I wanted to touch base and let you know a mess of viruses are going around, and man, did they make you sick. Wow, it's not just about a mess of viruses.
A mess of them, huh?
Congestion, coughing, and fever in kids, RSV, and new beer bug that seems to linger forever. There's also the thing with congestion and coughing and stuff. There's also seasonal, it could just be
pollen.
I thought the kid wasn't supposed to get around anybody though. So how's the kid catching things? That's weird to me. So, I don't understand. So HG caught the congestion and coughing and gave it to me. So as she got better, it hit me. Funny thing is, I rarely catch any of that stuff. Poor John always gets it, and yes, he got it too. The point of the story is, if you're sick, it would be nice of you to stay home when you go out into the world. Here, look, blaming other people.
Oh, wait, at least you didn't blame Jeremy that time.
This probably was. There's probably
he came back sick, remember, so he'll get blamed.
Yeah, there's probably something out there that said that, that he coughed on the dog or something,
Probably.
I bet he did it intentionally. He infected the dog intentionally.
Yeah. He went and gave doggy a big old kiss.
If you're sick and contagious and you pass this stuff on to person after person after person, it keeps going and going and going. Do the right thing, guys. Stay home. See, this is how you tell. Look, this is her writing. Why? Because we don't have any punctuation from, say, here to here.
Yeah, that's talk to text.
Yeah, that's her.
Mm-hmm.
That's so funny, though.
It can't be healthy for Harley to be breathing in all that nasty smoke. You ever think?
No, I wonder. Like, this is right after the smoke thing.
Yeah.
So, they've been burning. Obviously, they burned all kinds of crap. You see it smoke their property. They may try to smoke other people out, their neighbors and stuff, but the people they smoke out the most are themselves.
Yeah, for somebody that worries so much about her getting sick, I cannot for the life of me figure out why she allowed that.
Actually, one thing we talked about a while back is her obsession with Travis is so bizarre.
But the thing with that, it is bizarre. But the thing with that is she has that child believing he is Satan himself. And that's what really upset me, because Harley asking if I would come help her fight the bad man.
See, that's crazy. You got Michelle Preston talking about how she's going to use any means to defend her child if those guys trespass. And she named Travis by name.
That sounded like a threat to me.
It did sound very much like a threat.
Mm-hmm.
And
I got news for her. She's got that little, what's it called? I'm going to call it an easement, even though I know it's not legally that. But the way they did that driveway, she cannot claim castle domain for that area.
Oh, you can't build a fence and then say people that are outside of your fence, you can't just pop somebody off. But the way they've been talking, it's kind of, I worry for Travis some days, man, for real.
Me too, especially, he needs to make sure he's live or has somebody on the phone with something, because he's there alone a lot.
He needs to travel with a GoPro strapped to him all the time, and he needs to make sure that they cannot, if something happens, they need to understand. He needs to talk about this, that it's uploading somewhere all the time. That way, that way they don't think they can do something to him and just snatch the GoPro and all the evidence is gone.
I agree with you there. Have that strapped to his chest and get it going to a cloud somewhere, and have something strapped somewhere else in the event, God forbid, he would need it.
Yeah, well, I think if they, if people are aware that you have taken, these all these precautions, then they may be less likely to do something detrimental to your health,
Yep. So Travis, if you're listening, get on that.
Yeah, I've told him that myself. I've told him that, I talked to him to get him on your channel and to find out his side of everything that happened the other day, because they were hard spinning everything. So I talked to Travis.
I watched.
Yeah. I talked to him beforehand, and when I talked to him beforehand, I told him, I was like, good on him, first of all, for recording. He's doing more recording with everything. And that's one thing that will at least help with safety. It saved his butt when it came to the accusations that they were shooting right across from the property. They had footage of it, so there was no way that she could lie and say yes, that actually happened.
And that night whining because they wanted him to go to jail for what?
Yeah. Well, it's just like I said. It's funny that they wanted him for a burn ban, but now that they've violated burn ban, the burn ban's no big deal. Why are people even talking about it? They said.
Yeah, it's like, I can do to you, but you cannot do anything to me. I'm untouchable, and that's where this daggum sheriff's department comes into play.
Yep. Well, of course, we'll get to them though. We will.
Okay.
So let's see. You're not contagious anymore. Then you go out into the world. If you got to go out, throw a mask on. It's not hard. And then it saves people like HG, children like HG, or the elderly, or people at risk from possible death or hospitalization. HG is actually doing great. Wait, what? I thought she was just sick. So.
Yeah, that's what I was fixing to say.
I've had her at the doctor. Fever's over. Still got a lingering cough. Okay, so she got a lingering cough, but you're burning trash. That's awesome.
She's gonna cough as long as that crap's in her lungs. Duh.
Well,
Just saying.
I'm getting better, but poor John, he's got it. So he's not feeling good at all. He seems to be acting just fine. Maybe living in a fucking tent probably isn't helping things. Just gonna
I
say.
have no sympathy. You
Just
can choke on it.
Yeah, well, I don't feel like P.S. the water, blah blah, water. Oh, look at this. They're talking about expensive. Oh, is that the reason they talk about water so much? So they can get a water grift going on. P.S. I was going to skip this, but look, it talks about expensive water. P.S. The water seems to be continuing to test up to the 500s, which is absolutely not good. I feel like I'm paying a double water bill. So here's a money thing, and it will list how much expense. And I hope none of you are out there having to do the same thing, paying for 5-gallon bottles of water. It's just so expensive on top of paying a water bill. Yes, most of us pay for bottled water.
Yeah, I do. But here's another thing. If you're so concerned about it, why don't you take those 5-gallon containers that you already have and go up to where the water is clean. And I'm sure one of the gas stations will let you fill them up. It's what, 50 cents?
I'm just like, you've got to be kidding me. a water drift.
There's gonna be a grip out. I see it coming just by that sentence, because that's how she gets the feelers. She puts out the feelers.
Well, she hasn't made it. So from her statements, did she ever talk about the turtle rescue and it not making money, by the way?
No. I mean, vaguely. I would start to question and she would divert. Because I told her, I said, I found your reports online 2 years ago when I first contacted you.
Well, I remember you talking about how also you would you provide her with food. You know,
I
you
wanted to, but I have the text messages. I think you have them too. Where I actually sent her the brand that I was buying. And then it was like, oh, you're so sweet. You're so nice. Thank you. No, we don't want it. Because John didn't trust me. And people are saying I went into this to set her up, that this is a Jeremy thing. And that's not the case. It's not the case, Marla, Lisa, Tammy.
Marla's a giant piece of shit. She likes to attack people. She's a nastier woman who just, has nothing.
Obsessed with my dead son.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Be obsessed with him, because it doesn't bother me a bit anymore.
Yeah. Well, it's just telling. It's very telling. These people.
They have miserable lives. I mean, they're out here chasing fantasies, and the rest of us are steady living. I'm blessed. I am so blessed and very happy. They're miserable. Misery loves company.
Well, then they go on with the shot collar comes up. Oh, while I'm here, let me debunk something for you. It's been posted on our stalker site and sent to me that he took pictures of my dog wearing a shock collar. Yes, it is a shock collar. Okay.
So that tells me she's not vibrating. If she used the word shock collar, then she's shocking the
I just don't believe. Look, I don't believe you're sitting around and putting it on touchy-feely mode while saying, "Hey, this thing is killing my chickens." I just don't believe that. But hey, also,
she got to crank the 7.
Yeah, but also, people need to be careful. Look, everybody's. I noticed taking her word on what's happened to the chickens. So apparently, it's the dog's fault, but the chickens are dead.
Didn't something happen to ducks and chickens like a year or two ago too? And dog wasn't there then.
Well, it's just amazing. They got another dog too, but it also has 2 other settings: sound and a buzzing feeling, a vibration.
Yeah, I have a collar like that, but I would never shock my dog unless there was a bear coming at her. I would shock her to get her back to the house, because it would be, oh, Mom, it hurts, help. I don't believe in that kind of therapy on an animal. I'm sorry, I don't. Pain is not a deterrent.
Well, I'm not getting on the pulpit of you can't use a shock collar on anything. I personally won't or don't, but I don't have anything to try to keep an animal away from. Honestly, I don't have any animal that needs it anyway. Oh, look, the snake, he's got a little shock collar.
Little crickets. No,
that would be stay away from those crickets.
Yeah. What people do, what they do is their business. It doesn't affect me in any way.
Well, the problem though,
prefer not to.
My problem is that if you are claiming that something is a service dog cannot be afraid. It can't have fear or apprehension, because if it does, then it won't provide said service. But again, this is not a service dog. Essentially, what they're saying is they got a dog and, quote unquote, they're training it.
Now, she has said that to me, and like I told her, no, that doesn't count. So
no, it's not a service dog.
And just she says it's emotional support. That still is not, even though it's a term, it's still not a working service animal.
No, it's not recognized as one,
Right. Yeah. This woman's crazy. She thinks she can do everything and get away with it. Sorry, can't.
I mean, there's rules on applying it, you know. And again, if you're talking about an emotional support animal too, oh, you know, it helps with my feelings of what exactly? Of what? For your 6-year-old, you know?
The dog's not even now in December. I can only speak of August to December. That dog wasn't even around that child. When they moved into the RV, the dog was kicked out. No dog in the RV. Too much sand. Too many fleas. Absolutely not.
Too many fleas. Huh?
Yeah. Isn't that funny? Yeah. So, I mean, she can say what she wants to say. She contradicts by her actions. And
well, I mean,
service animals shouldn't have aggression.
She actually contradicted herself just on the dog stuff, like yesterday. So here, check this out. I took a clip of this. We'll come back to this in a second. But her talking about the dog picture, for example, you know, with the look, check this out. Her statement. She's like, "No, I did not take those pictures." And also, I took those pictures. Look, it's 4 minutes apart.
Oh my God. Come on, Michelle. Really?
Oh gosh. Was this look between let me give some love out there between Allison, Mark, and Melissa. Between those three, this has been very entertaining to look at all the different statements. Like Allison grabbed a bunch of the screenshots, you know, for chat, which is awesome. Props to you, by the way. Yes. And Mark and Melissa, you know, Mark will put them in with transcripting, and then Melissa will post them and be like, "What in the world? What is this?" You know. But I love this one. "No, I did not take those pictures. I took those pictures, got right up to the fence, but I can tell." Oh my God.
But she doesn't lie.
No. Oh yeah. She doesn't lie, but she can't, like again, she says that, but then she went and told the world that she didn't ask for interviews, and she didn't ask for, you know, me to make contact with only me. Again, if she can't even admit to that kind of stuff, then what else does she lie about? But these people don't care about Michelle Preston. They don't care about that kid. If they did, they would have handled the problem with the money, you know?
They don't care about anything but themselves. And
that's what Michelle said too. Michelle was like all over it, you know? Oh, I saw, by the way, that they tried to blame you for all of the for all the animosity, which I thought was pretty funny, to be honest. Yes. Yeah, you.
How?
You somehow
let the permit lapse?
Well, not just that. I was like, how exactly would you be to blame when they were okay? If they want to blame you for the Michelle stuff, they were like, "She's to blame." It's like, okay, well, Lisa said that the kid, she worries about the kid's safety and education. She said that
came out and admitted to calling CPS on Michelle.
Well, that's that? Michelle said. You remember, it's in the freaking conversation I had with Michelle. Remember, she said, "Oh, I got her. I had her name was part of it."
Mm-hmm.
So I remember that very well.
She was scared for the child.
Yep.
She wasn't getting.
She was manipulating my child. You know. Oh, I love it. I love it because they're hoping the floodgates open again. You know.
They're going. Oh, it's going to be glorious.
Well, I kind of laugh at the ways that they try to push this narrative, and yet it some of it doesn't make sense. Like again, they said that she was ungrateful for the fence, that she was not grateful for anything that anyone had ever given. You know, that they encouraged people to the point people were talking about ripping out fence posts and
doing wellness checks. Their PayPals.
Yeah,
that was on there.
Yeah, Michelle, like you were talking about how Michelle had just multiple fits about that through conversations, was talking about how awful they were and how she was getting harassed because of them and all this other stuff.
Yeah, the people that once supported her and gave and gave and gave took Lisa's word, and now they're all lovey-dovey, just like Mr. Don, Mr. Fence Sitter.
Oh, the guy who's like, oh, well, I want to see proof. By the way, I believe everything that was said about this person because it's like, okay.
Don, Lisa's not going to show you the proof, sweetheart, but I will. All you got to do is shoot me an email. I'll show you my birth certificate. I'll show you my.
They don't care about. They don't care about proof, man.
No, but if they're asking for it, I'm just putting it out there. I
don't care about it. They you know what? They like to moral grandstand because they pretend that when all of this is happening, somehow they've had high ground. You know, again, they watched somebody con $100,000, and they're telling them $20,000. That when they said it was a $20,000 fine, that right there should have shut them down. Mm-hmm. But
it's like it's amazing to me that for all that time we kept hearing how Jeremy does this for content. Jeremy wasn't even talking about them. He would do his weekly updates for his court hearings, but he didn't talk about these people. But now it's been for 2 years, every night his name has been brought up in their chats, in their live streams. And you know what? I don't think he has one stalker. I think he has two.
I think he's got a few, to be honest. Yeah, all these people, they thought get even moment. So anyway, here. So the buzzing sound and buzzing, feeling the vibration. That's what we were using because my dog likes to kill my chickens. So again, so I'm trying to train her. Okay, so here's two issues right here. Service dog, right? Service dog, killing chickens, and service dog, you're trying to train her not to do that. That, ma'am, is not a service dog.
Nope. That is a farm dog.
Yep, it is an outdoor, just run around. Actually, to be honest, it's not even a farm dog.
I'm sorry,
because we would train our farm dogs not to kill our animals. We train them not to mess with our barn cats. They get along with everything. It's not, you don't have to teach them pain compliance either. You may have to, depending again.
Well, with the breed that she has, it would have to be stern training. She can't train a 6-year-old to use a commode. Do you think she can train a big dog that's bigger and heavier than her to not chase a chicken?
That's actually a good point.
I mean,
maybe.
Just saying.
Maybe they slapped a diaper on it. Maybe they understood everything. But I'm going to be putting it on how to be in the fence play area. What?
Huh? Wait, what?
So I'm trying to train her not to do that. I am going to be putting it on how to be in the fence play area.
Oh, so it's going to take up Harley's fence area.
So the dog now gets Harley's play area. That's awesome.
Oh, so when Harley opens the gate, that dog's going to shoot past her, probably knock her down, if not bite her. That's real smart, Michelle. Good parenting.
Just taking it away. Remember that? Well, you know, there was God. How much money did the big donor give for a play area that apparently did he mean it was a dog? You know?
No, it was supposed to be a fenced-in area with play equipment. I think it was wasn't it like $2,500?
I don't even remember. Somebody in the chat can tell us.
Yeah, Venom just said $2,500.
25. So gave $2,500 for a very expensive dog pen.
So if you're in here, David, how's that make you feel? Harley doesn't have her area, but a vicious dog does.
David doesn't care. No. Ultimately, he doesn't care. He'd do something about it otherwise.
Yeah, he would.
And not allowed to roam the entire property because I cannot have her chilling my chickens.
Killing them.
He freezes them. What a monster! He doesn't just kill him; he kills him with the cold. I'm like,
Ice cubes at it.
oh my god, that's what Lloyd's refrigerator is going to.
Get ready to say, get out of my brain.
The dog has started using Lloyd's refrigerator.
Oh my!
Like, get in there, chickens.
You need to make a video of that refrigerator because it has the pull-out freezer. The chickens jumping in the freezer to chill out.
He's like, I make fresh chicken nuggets. Yeah, so I cannot have her chilling my chickens. She killed all my other chickens except 2. Okay, so
wait, didn't she say before Jeremy killed them chickens?
I thought that's what it was supposed to be, and ducks and a bunch of other stuff.
So which one is it, Michelle?
We got the chickens and the roosters and the cows and oh wait, we don't have the chickens.
No, we don't have cows yet.
We got a whole lot of nothing in some turtles, maybe. Okay. Oh, look, we got a random. Check this out. I cannot have her chilling my chickens. I just ever say this the way it comes up. Chilling my chickens. She killed all my other chickens except 2. Ugh. Ugh. She remember Master P, the rapper? Yep. No. That's what she's going for. She and the new dog also killed my chickens. Now, see, look, she and the new dog. So they've got another dog running around out there too.
You're complaining because you don't have money for the bankruptcy, for the car, for the water to get your house done. Where do you have money to feed all these daggum animals?
That's true. Hey, not just that, but we got another dog running around killing ducks.
Yes.
She and the new dog also killed my ducks. So now again, I am positive she blamed Jeremy for the ducks.
I remember her blaming Jeremy for a foul.
For a foul. That's a foul, sir.
Well, she wants to call them livestock.
Oh my God.
I said livestock. What'd you get freaking cows, goats, and donkeys?
Is that why they got all the little chicks? So they have some dog food? That's awful.
I was thinking about those poor baby chickens and Tractor Supply. If you work at Tractor Supply down there, you might not want to sell her anymore. Because apparently they're dog food.
Yeah. This is terrible, man.
And
I laugh at the absurdity of what I read. Oh my God.
I totally agree with Megan on the egg theory because I was raised on a farm and I had to go collect them eggs and I would drop them and they would not crack. They would literally almost bounce, not bounce like a bouncy ball, but they're like very, very hard to break when they're first laid. So, and that one we know is a duck egg. So is that duck now dead? So we don't have to worry about any more rotten duck eggs in Tubetown?
That's actually that's, I think, a fair question. All this stuff is crazy, though. I mean, it really is. All this stuff is just cracked out. I keep wondering again, like, why don't these people, they don't care where's all this stuff come from? It comes from, they talk about trading and stuff. They're not trading for it. They're using your money for it.
They have 2 separate accounts. She has an account. John has an account. Now, Lisa had given her what was left.
I think Lisa gave her a pittance. She gave her the money for, number one, she gave her the money that came for the lawyer, but he didn't touch her hands. And then I think they have paid them off and gave them a little bit of money to shut their mouths. Because you notice Michelle suddenly shut her mouth. Now, granted, Michelle she said to you, she actually said to me as well, that she would be getting along with them for now because she needed them.
Yeah, because I flat out asked her, "You gonna make up with Lisa?" This is when she wasn't talking to her, and it was just John. And she said, "Absolutely not. But maybe after all this is over, I'll get in good, and really hit her when she's least."
Yeah, she said she was gonna. She said you were gonna f her up. I mean, she said it in the statement.
It's on that voice clip.
Yeah, it's also in one of those texts. So.
I mean, she said it. I didn't say it. She's the one that's coming for you, Lisa, not me.
I just think it's funny. It's funny because, they all know they can't trust one another.
And how does Lisa know that IC3 form wasn't filled out? You weren't sitting in my home watching. How do you know it wasn't filled out? I had all the information I needed.
Oh, yeah. Actually, the thing is, look, there are multiple donors that have popped up by now. Again, we've got all the information from David, the overseas donor. We've got letters and everything else. That's enough to kick that there. We have a few. Actually, there was a whole chat at one time of people, and you've got the. I'm proud, by the way, of the 1K donor for the
oh, me too, for the bench.
Yeah, because I mean she was like, I don't take aim at people, I don't attack them. Oh, you mean they're talking about that one person, they're an alcoholic, and it's like, first of all, I don't believe anything they say, but even if I did, what relevance does that have on them scamming money?
It shouldn't have any, but the people that are in her chat, I feel they've been snowed. But as somebody that's not a YouTuber, and I didn't want this type of attention, but Lisa gave it to me. I think they're afraid to come forward. They're afraid of what she's going to do.
There are.
What she's doing, with my name.
They are indeed. They are. I've talked to a few people that are like, look,
Well, then give me the information. I'll report it. It can be done anonymously, people. Get your money back.
Well, they're afraid that some of these people are going to be identifiable. And ultimately, like, some of these people have jobs and stuff, and these people will try to take everything from them, and they know it, because they've seen them do it already. That's been the object lesson. These scammers have used pressure against donors, which is just unreal when you think about it.
And then to sit in the chat and yell at them. I mean, she talks to them like they're her children.
Not even. I mean, she talks to them worse than their abused pets.
I was trying to be nice to them.
That's just.
I don't want to be a bad team.
But anyway, so the dogs, she and the new dog, taking out the ducks. So yes, a training collar will be used on vibration and loud beeps. Yes, it will. Loud.
It will.
The chickens and ducks not only feed us. How are the chickens and the ducks feeding you when you only have 2 chickens left and no ducks, you said?
How in the hell is Harley eat an egg when she can't have protein?
That's a good question too. But they feed some of our. How in the world are you giving? Okay, you're giving food to the neighbors again, non-existent food. They just said there's 2 chickens left. She just said killed all but except 2. She killed all my other chickens except 2. Okay, so they killed off, and then they bought some chicklets, but and the red foot tortoises eat eggs, so I can't lose chickens left and right. Good God, lady!
Is she feeding the tortoises eggs? Do they eat eggs?
I don't know. I've never had.
I've got to Google that. Hold on, I got to Google that. Do tortoises eat eggs?
Eggs.
Yeah.
Well, I'm wondering.
Hard boiled as an occasional protein treat. It says redfoot tortoises
It says treat this as a sporadic supplement treat rather than a staple food. So
yeah, and crush the shells for calcium, but not all the time. So if she's feeding them eggs daily, she's hurting the turtles. Let's see, which types eat eggs? Redfoot, yellowfoot, and some box.
She also, I mean, they talked a lot last night. Just, oh Lord.
They run their suck about everything.
She also wanted to play the I never had anything to do with going after Tina and her kid. You know,
Lisa didn't. Michelle didn't.
Yeah, well, that's what she was like. I've never posted about her son ever.
No, she didn't, and I will tell you the truth. Michelle never did.
Well, you didn't say that either. That's the kicker there. You know, your approach, your first message to her was about Marla because she's a piece of shit, and she still is to this day.
But Michelle never said anything nasty or wrong about my child. Give the devil her due. She never did.
Give her time, man. Apparently, these days. Ugh.
That's okay. He knows. God sees all.
These people, man. I don't know. They just piss me off. They're so awful. But well, regardless, they're bringing that subject. That's become their high. This was one of my favorites too. I love this freaking one here. So we've heard lately that Michelle she's open to doing a lie detector right now. Also, man, that did not.
Let's find somebody. I'll pay for it.
Why did it do that? Yeah, actually, I told her, 100%. We'll find damn it, it will not lock in for some reason. See it here. I'm going to refresh. I will disappear, but I'll be right back. I'm going to see because this thing will not let me share a screenshot. It's weird. It just keeps popping off. So I'll be right back.
All right. Valor, news. I think it was Valor. You're in here. You asked me a question earlier. I don't do lawsuits. What's the point? How
fast I was. Bam. Let's see if it works now. That was weird, though. Let me see. Give me a minute. I'm trying to pull it up again. Like I said, screen. Yeah, it won't do it. Look at that. It keeps doing it. It won't pull up the screen. It will not let it.
You want me to go out and come back in and see if it's me?
No, no, it's not you. It's something with streaming. They're probably updating something and it's screwing with their stuff. If I have to read them, I'll just read them. But I like to show them too. Again, I look at an evidence-based approach. And there's plenty of evidence. But let's see if that worked. There it goes.
There you go.
For some reason, it's you have to break your back to get these screenshots to come up today. So she said also, remember the lie detector thing. She said that she was more than willing to take a lie detector earlier, which I'm like, okay, that's cool. Again, a lie detector means nothing. First of all, lie detectors are admissible to almost nothing. Some people think they can beat it too, depending on what prescription medication they take.
Well, that, and if they believe their own lies, they're going to beat it. So.
Well, I would definitely, you'd find first of all, if she's wanting to do that, it'd be fine. We'll raise money. We'll find a place that, we won't pick a place. We'll find the best scored place out there. The most honest place. There's none of them. You've seen the shady fun people they pull down.
No, she can't pick it. She cannot pick the person. She cannot pick the place, and she cannot pick the questions.
Oh no! And the question was, there will be questions that, again, I really want to see her answer some questions out there, but she won't do that. But now she's like, I turn my phone over and any other electronics over and have them check. You didn't she say that all of her phones, that she's replaced her phones multiple times?
Well, let's see, the cords are always being pulled out. Remember, Harley likes to pull out cords.
Yeah, that's what
she
said.
But Lisa has the tablets and her other phones that had the evidence on them. they were given to Lisa. So whatever she would turn over wouldn't have any of the evidence on it. Lisa's got it.
Well, I figure they fragged every device. I know. Remember when they all replaced devices?
Yes.
So this is a meaningless flex. You know, I'll turn over everything. They can look at my IP address.
That means
Well, that's weird. I thought they didn't understand anything whatsoever, by the way, about electronics.
But
She
what
was
they
like,
have to understand is who cares what the IP address says unless you know what you're looking at. You got to make sure that IP address is in a VPN or
actually,
VI.
how about looking at the car data? That would have been a even better one. You know, they were talking about how there is no car data. Oh, there is car data.
Absolutely, there is. I mean, hers is what, a 2017, 18?
2019, I thought. Well, no, wait. Is that right? 2017? What year is that Gladiator, folks? Does anybody remember?
I want to say it was 17 or 18.
I don't remember. 2019 sounds wrong.
Well, I can tell you, I have one.
Thinking of something else.
I have one on my Jeep. Kevin has one on his Dodge. And hell, there's even one on our Gator. And we didn't put them there.
So, Robert was like, your first question, is your legal name Michelle? Laughs and laughs. Oh, that's so funny.
She has so many names, and apparently
Well, you know, there's also this thing called a VPN. Look, I have a VPN. My VPN allows me, like if I want to go and check out whatever and not have my ISP keep up with that. I run a I run a program in the background, and then I you know, put everything on anonymous. I do it on a clean computer, and bam, you know,
I do that when I order. Like if I order something online, I use the VPN.
I look up stuff, you know, and I don't want it on my freaking. I don't want my ISP checking that out. I also I will occasionally download comic books or something, like old school ones, because I don't want to pay. I don't want to pay $10,000 to pick up some old X-Men comics. You know, I can afford that, so I will definitely hunt them down online. But I don't want to hear some company saying I took their intellectual property. You know, so I'll look it up so I can review it, and I'll use a VPN for that, of course. But you know, with these people, there's all types of stuff available. But the kicker is they've said for a long time none of that data exists anymore. So why would anybody like bother and believe any of that? Like, what would that matter? It doesn't prove anything.
Because don't you know, Lisa told her it can be done like that, and Lisa knows everything. She's so smart.
What a bunch of idiots, man. You know, well, it's funny. Again, Lisa trusted you enough that she gave Lips her phone number, which we have proof of. We saw Lips leak text messages between them. So they have their phone number shared. But the woman that they used to gain, again, 6 figures, she wouldn't give her a phone number. I think that's amazing.
Just think of what she would have today had they not gotten involved. It'd all be over if she had to listen to the cease and desist and just let things go. She's
talking about dispatching animals.
Yeah.
She's like, the animal was not dispatched by me. I don't even know what this was, what animal. But I know for a fact that Mr. Hales has also dispatched animals that he had because they were killing his livestock. It's legal, man. You know, one way that you turn public perception or against you is talking about offing your animals.
Yes,
they are an animal sanctuary.
That one animal had a hole in its head.
They are an animal sanctuary. If they're talking about having animals and offing them, what kind of sanctuary is that? You know, well, you know, heaven's an animal sanctuary. What? No, that's not what it's supposed to mean. Oh my Lord! Again and again. You notice they used notice they used Mr. Hales. They used his actual name in that. So
and he hasn't dispatched it. He had those wild boars that would come, and he would lock them up at night, the babies, to keep them safe. But
dude, if I get a boar, I'm putting down a boar in a heartbeat.
Oh, me too. I tell you, at nighttime up here, when I take the dogs out, I don't go out without a gun because we have coyotes, we have cats, we have big bad things. And
yeah, but you're talking about this is talking about their animals, you know. And again, it always becomes but Hale's. She's talking about she's got animals running around killing other animals on her property. Her dogs are killing it. Again, I thought the chickens and everything else were part of the sanctuary. That's the way she always advertised as part of it.
I guarantee you she used the federal ID number so she didn't have to pay tax on them or their feed or their bedding.
Just so weird, man.
But yeah. And Jeremy, as far as Jeremy's chickens, I was watching the videos. They have
I got an older raider.
Older raider.
Yeah. What's it? Huh?
Somebody left.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You need to mute. I can.
No. Just popping in for a second to say hey.
Yeah, I gotta tell you something. Can you like mute that?
Yeah, hey, I'm gonna mute for 1 second there.
Okay. Hi guys. Is there even an address on their property or gate? And she's got it on her pages. The address is all over her pages. This thing's moving fast. I don't know how they do this, trying to keep up with the chat and talk and read at the same time. Oh, what happened?
All right, I'm back. I have my oldest Rita here.
Show off Donatello.
Oh, yeah, she had to tell me something off the thing. And then,
all good.
Yeah.
Well. I got Donatello.
Yeah, she's
like
she's showing off her Mutant Ninja Turtles. So bam.
Yeah,
she's not gonna
like any other turtles.
She's not gonna like me when she gets the box because I put that game in there for Bug and told her to and let.
She's been playing the heck out of and that what is that game called? Tamagotchi, yeah, Tamagotchi Life.
I have Tamagotchi Life on my 3DS.
Yeah.
I really wanted the Switch version to come out, so I wouldn't have to spend $100 on it. But it's not coming out soon enough.
Yeah, she's found an old freaking game that she had to get into. So
this one's called Headbands Junior.
2014.
Yeah, 2014. Yeah, that's
I'm older than it.
Yeah. Is that how we're going to decide if something's older? See that when you talk about like me and you're like, and I'm like, well, you know, that doesn't seem that old to me. And you're like, Dad, that thing's like 25 years old or 30 years old, Dad.
Yeah,
you know. See, but I heard her excuse. She was
you, but not when I'm referencing myself.
Exactly.
Because I am still a minor. You're grown.
I hear you. All right, love you, kiddo.
You're grown.
But this game here, Tug, it's called Headbands Junior. So Sissy's going to have to wear the headband with the card and let Bug guess what she is.
It's not funny, though. Yeah, well, they'll have fun with all that. Hey, thank you, Andre, by the way. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, let's look at some more of these wonderful screenshots with that. Here we have the... we have them talking about where the picture came from. You know, again, they were trying to say, oh, no, somebody came up to our fence and was taking pictures. They just told us that these animals get loose. You remember her video where she was talking about how at the fence at the beginning of the fence that, you know, the animals, that we have to use the bucket.
Yep.
I remember that very well. I know.
I remember watching on one of those, on somebody's video one time, the little dachshund going back into the property. wiggling his little body underneath that fence.
Oh, check this out. I want to show this too. So these idiots, by the way, they are trying to get people to flag the channel if the kids pop up anywhere near it, because they think now, here's these idiots talking about a new law passed in Tennessee. No child under age of 14 are allowed on any monetized social media platform, which is not true. It's not true at all. They're not allowed to own or operate. They cannot operate their own channel. And if they are heavy part of it, passing through, you'd have a real problem. Like trying to say that hearing a voice on something or somebody coming in and saying something makes them part of something is stupid. But even if they are part heavily, like if they're part of my channel, that would mean I'd have to set money aside for them, which I do anyway. So whoopsie.
Yeah, but that's what Lisa does. She cherry picks the laws.
Well,
cherry orders.
It isn't even that what they're doing. Again, like I said, they really want to make kids' lives miserable, man.
Misery loves company.
Well, they don't care about kids. They care about, it's weird how they're like, oh look, so joy, they can't come on anymore. Oh Lord.
Newsflash, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a bug.
What's up, girl? What you doing? What is that? She's doing that little, the pose where people put two fingers, one above and one below, like the little voguing thing. Or whatever.
Yeah, yep.
She's doing it. She's like, what's up? And did that.
Aw.
I did it like this too.
Yeah, you did it with both first. Yeah.
And then this.
Yeah, I saw
She's
that.
so stinking cute.
Are you cleaning today?
No.
It's a cleaning day, right?
No.
Yeah, it's gotta be cleaning day.
No,
What?
no.
Are you
Sing
sure?
that song to her about 4 years or whatever and see what she does.
Hey, by the way, can you clean this area real quick today? You want to clean up the house?
No.
Are you sure? Okay. Are you having a lazy? Hey, be careful running those pants. You're gonna step and fall on them. Look here. Yeah. When you.
I still do this stuff.
Oh Lord. I told her to roll her pants legs up, and instead she stuck her hands in her pocket and just pulled her pants up. That's not rolling your. Now she thinks rolling her pants leg means pull them up to your knees and run like that with your hands on them. You are funny. You are a nut.
You are not too.
You are. Oh yeah, I am. What was it you said? Yeah, Dad. She looked at me. She said, "Dad, you're a little weird."
When we were playing jokes.
Yeah, no, but you were like, "Dad, you're a little weird."
Oh no!
I was like, "Am I now?" She was like, "Yeah, sometimes."
She's so stinking cute.
She's hilarious. She's just so funny though. She's a nut. All right, hey, give me a hug and kiss. You gotta go upstairs. If you're having a lazy day, you better go enjoy it. Come here.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
Your mom had cooked stuffed ramen.
Yep.
And then an orange.
Cool. Well, go do your thing.
And
go
then we played Jenga. I did her left.
Okay, well, go have your lazy day, okay? If you're gonna have your lazy day, better go have it. Or you can clean. I mean, if you'd like to clean. Hey,
for all of us.
Oh, for all of us? I don't have to clean either? Awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Over scared clean, not
Okay.
clean.
Okay. Well, be careful be careful in those pants. You're gonna fall on them. I'm telling you.
Yeah, we'll roll them up.
All right, roll them up. Love you. Close that door.
Right now.
All right. Well, then close that door for me too. What funny. What a nuts. But yeah, they've been trying to take aim at them to make sure. Like again, it's strange to see these people like monitoring every broadcast.
Yeah,
Love
it's
you
like
too,
they
kid.
don't have a life. It's ridiculous. And they think mama bears are bad. You ever met a papa bear? They
The
need to back
obsession.
off.
Well, the obsession is creepy. They again, they don't care about the safety of the kid they gave all this money to. And that's why they become a discussion point Because again, these people have made them. They're like, look at the post she put out today, or the other day, yesterday, I guess it was. Talking about everything with the kid. It's like, okay, but by the way, don't talk about this. Man, it is doing that screenshot thing again. What is up? It's so
like
bizarre.
pops in and goes right back out.
Yeah, and it goes back out. Yeah, it's. I'm telling you, something with StreamYards. So we were talking about police. Let's talk about police for a little bit. I think that'll be a fun talk. So let's talk about Levy County Police. You had an interesting conversation with the Levy County Police Department.
I did.
Yeah,
I started with the deputy, and I told the deputy, everything that was going on as far as, I don't care that you people talk about me. I could give 2 shits less about that. But get it right. Don't drag me through the mud. That's just wrong. And you always talking about people breaking the law, sweetheart. That's more illegal than anything. But anyway, the deputy, I told her she was okay. I had to send over, the proof, which I sent. And couldn't get an update, so I put a call in to Beecham, our buddy Beecham.
Yeah, right away. I hear Beecham told you can't record police officers when you're talking to them.
He darn sure did. So he answers. Well, he called me back actually because I left him a voicemail, and I left him one on Monday. I mean, it was daily, and then he finally called me. And the last voicemail I mentioned, I said, I highly doubt you're going to call me back, being as you're in the back pocket of Michelle Preston. And I got a phone call, and it was him.
All right, so checking that out, just even with the AI overview, can you record the police with audio? Yes, you have a First Amendment right to record police audio and video while they're performing official duties, public places. You can't interfere when you're talking to them. When you're discussing, when you're talking on the phone, that is part of official duties. You can record them in the process of any official duty. So you can audio record, you can video record, and for them telling you can't, again, he wanted to do that so he could tell you.
You'll learn why. They'll learn why. I mean, as the conversation goes on, I start out with, "Sir, I'd like to take this call." And he was absolutely not. No. And he was stern. I was like, okay, then I won't. So you could tell by the attitude in his voice that I was more of an annoyance than I was someone calling with an issue. So I try to tell him what's going on. Now get this, Tug. I'm a civilian, right? Did you know it's my place to prove the case? I have to do his job.
So he told you had to prove it?
Because, let me get my notes here, because I want to make sure I get his verbiage right. Because, ma'am, you falsely accused me. Huh? I did what? What I accuse you of? And
you called him sir?
Yeah. Sir.
That was the false accusing. He's not a sir.
He's not a sir. He's something.
He's Sir Lee, maybe. But
so he went on to say, I said, what do you mean? He said, well, on the message and here on the phone, because I did tell him on the phone that I don't think he's going to do anything about it. And I'm not going to stop here. If you don't do something, I will continue to go up the ladder. And he said, well, you're accusing me of bias. I said, well, you are. You volunteered to be their witness in Ohio, didn't you? And you were, weren't you? And he was like, I know Mr. Cook and Miss Preston. Oh, you know them. How do you know them? I didn't ask him this, but
that's interesting. So him as a police officer talking about knowing people, period.
Mm-hmm. And then he had the nerve to tell me, because I said that to him. And I did say, well, I apologize if you take offense to my statement. or my assumption, as he'd like to call it. But I'm not sorry I said it, because it's blatant bias. Look at him, and I explained that to him. Look how many times they've broken the protective order and nothing is done. They have been found guilty in a court of law. Nothing is done.
Oh, dude volunteered though to go. Like, again, he put Levy County at risk potentially for going to that protective order. You know,
I honestly think these dumb people think that qualified immunity is going to protect him in that aspect, and it won't. It won't. That's bias.
They figure the judges will protect them, the judicial system. In fact, you saw how, I mean, you saw how cocky the statements from Dan Owen, how they came across. So if they're like that, I mean, they're
about the same tone. Yeah.
Yeah. They
and
feel like
he just told me that I had to send everything over and he'll investigate it. I said, well, did you investigate the ones in December? And I already knew the answer before I asked the question, because the Lieutenant Tolman, that's head of records and IA, told me that it was just an information report, that nothing was really investigated.
it actually says that on the report. When you read it, it notes that it's an informational. And if people don't understand.
Did you really sit down and read it? Because he says that I did something with my Second Amendment, not my First Amendment. I haven't printed it out, so I haven't read it. It's too small on the phone. But
I read it over.
Because Rosalind read it when we were on stream, and I said, what?
Yeah. Well, they're idiots, man. I mean, these people are absolute clowns. They are. But they sit around, they just straight up lied to you.
Yes, they did.
About, you have the right to freaking record. Like that right there. A police officer, in fact, anyone doing a proper job welcomes scrutiny. Police officers should.
He said to him, let me do my job. I said, well, then why are you telling me to do your job?
Yeah.
So I went to my local police. And fortunately for me, if I choose to go that route, I can have them charged in Pennsylvania, where they would have to either come or go to Zoom. I would assume I would let them do Zoom because I'm just a nice person. But if I choose to go that route, I have that avenue, because under Pennsylvania law, if it happens on a social platform and it's repetitive, and it has been repetitive for 4-5 days now.
I read actually I've got that report. Give me a minute. I'm clipping all the other information, because even the report it's wrong.
Dead wrong. It's the complete. I mean, it was like they weren't listening, and it's his narrative. It's not even my narrative.
But it also notes that when it says there's an informational. So I've actually put in informational reports. Items for documentation. That way, if like when I had that nut job that was coming down here, that's what you tell people this stuff though. You tell them, hey, like, there are no protections, and people are surprised. Levy County's worse than any place I've ever heard. But even just normally, they're awful anyway. Like when people are like, oh, Tug, you should contact the police about that. They don't care. They don't care. It's hard to get people to understand that. They just won't do anything. If you look at like Levy County, though, I mean, they're especially bad. If you have a guy that has people like Preston and Cook doing what they do across the street, they pulled a firearm on a car with an 8-year-old child in it. If they won't do something about, we were talking about the article that Megan pulled up, where Dan Owen, they give a sweetheart deal to offenders to the point that they don't even have to register as sexual offenders anymore. When they do stuff like that, they're not.
And they're currently being sued. Venom and Roslyn, we were talking the other day on stream. There's another lawsuit out there, and Sheriff McCallum, I don't care what the man thinks or what he's been told, but shit rolls downhill. You know, if he gets any strikes against him, it's going to fall upon these deputies. And Beecham, I think, thinks he's untouchable, but he's not.
You know, Michelle last night also claimed that the thing that you reported, that text, that wasn't her. It's made up.
No, that was her.
And yeah, it's from her account. Exactly. Shit. I mean, it's simple. Like you know. So
and
one
you know,
of the
that
things,
night he did ask me, because I told him, I said, when I got there, I didn't want anybody to know I was in Florida. It wasn't because of Michelle and John. They weren't the only reason. There are people down there that I don't want to see. I'm from there. I'm from Northern Florida. You know, they're not the reason. Everything does not revolve around Lynette and John. But I did tell the officer that night when you did your live, the night that I got the call, I think it was the 16th, that I did not want them to know that I am here in town. Oh, no problem. I'll just wait and talk to him tomorrow. He never went out there. He never talked to them. Then McIntyre, that's the report that got the narrative all wrong. He did the same thing, but with him, he was snarky, very snarky.
I'm going to put it on the screen as an overlay. I think maybe we can see. Yeah. So that's the report. This is essentially what it said, which again doesn't have like any of the info. I mean, again, it's not even correct in what it notes. So it's on give the 12/16/2020. It isn't amazing. It's already been it's already April.
Yeah.
You're talking about that many months between this. I'm in contact with Tina. Again, they've, you know, at one time I would have edited all that out, but
I don't care that people know my name.
they've been throwing your name. They've been throwing it anyway. You know,
I've only had 3 names, and I'm not a Christina. I'm a Tina. Okay, go ahead.
Only 3 names. I thought she'd been like arrested 97 million times, and
I know,
you know, you were a bank robber, and
tell me, I must have been a really bad prostitute if I was a prostitute for that many years, and I'm not sitting pretty in a big old Manhattan penthouse somewhere like fancy.
These people, man, I'm just telling you, they're living out. These people who ride around in sex-coated loofah mobiles, of course they think everyone's a degenerate.
Yeah, well, I'm not.
You know,
so, and that's the only thing. And like I said, let them say what they want to say. I don't care.
You would actually think too, a stripper would, you know, be like, well, sex work is sex work anyway. You know, they would have been like that. But no. People riding around and again the degeneracy mobile, they would be like, oh, well, we're accepting of all. No, apparently not. Anyway, like I said, it's they down this other Tina. So they attack this other woman, and they talk all this mad smack about this other lady.
Yeah, that motivated me enough to try to find her phone number to let her know, because she's the one that you really don't want to mess with. It ain't me. You gotta be scared of the other one.
That would be funny. That would actually be funny if she found
I have actually done that, Tug. I am trying to get a hold of her.
Oh my God, that would be really funny. You know, this lady in the village is talking about you.
It's a small area up here.
Great. Actually, I think that would be fine. So she stated that she was staying in a motel in Chiefland, Florida. She explained that she is in town to be a character witness in reference to a case involving LP. Now, Miss Preston is involved heavily in an online community that follows her life and dealings.
Yeah, see, that right there never came out of my mouth.
Yeah, so they're already creating their narrative. See, this is their thing. So she creates videos detailing her legal and personal issues.
I didn't say that.
Yeah. Well, that's, I'm sure Levy County put their own narrative in there. Hope has become involved in these dealings, has flown involved in these dealings. See, it's already minimizing anyway, because right there, they're like, oh, online videos, whatever. Oh, you're involved in the online too.
And the only reason I did what I did was because Bruce was writing every legal document. He called them and said, I need for you guys to fire me so I cannot face these sanctions, but I will still help you. And I have a text message from Michelle that says, Bruce is our friend and continues to help me to this day. And she's told me that Bruce wrote these. She was going to tell the judge that her and Lisa and AI. No, it was Bruce. And I'm sick of people lying to the courts. Damn it, you need to be accountable for what you do.
I'm sick of the courts not doing shit.
I am too now at this point.
I just, to honestly, I mean, but again, I've watched enough court bullshit that it doesn't surprise me, but it's sad to watch people who think the courts are going to help them.
But you would think these two, it's not like these two are Otter Creek born and bred. They are interlopers, just like Jeremy.
But it's not about them. It's about Jeremy Hales. Jeremy came into this community and he called out problems that have existed in this community for a while now, about he's called out he's called out all their institutional power, which has been called out before, by the way. He's not the first to do this. They have been called out because of their inadequacy when supposedly helping victims, So they have been called out before, but this guy is there on the ground and people are paying attention and they want him gone. And
I don't understand why, because in Jeremy's position, these cops are so dumb. He could do so much for that little area.
They don't
His
care.
influence alone would bring people in.
Yeah, that's a problem for them, though, because they have power there. They have, right now they're in that small pond. They're a really big fish. But you start bringing in outsiders. You start bringing in, any type of wealth. You question that what's going on. What happens is if you start bringing in people from the outside, suddenly people, it's not going to be just Jeremy asking questions about why the hell they're getting charged for this or why there's problems for that. And when people start asking questions, that's when they have problems. And God knows what they've done in this place. The way that they've reacted, Jeremy Hales, I feel like they have some really, really deep dirt.
Well, I'm hoping to start that investigation tomorrow. But I'm going to make a vow right now. I know that McCallum is going to be sheriff for the next 4 years. And I'm going to keep up with it, even if this falls away. And I'm going to contact his opponent's campaign. And I've run campaigns before. I'm going to help from up here. Well, because this man's dirty.
That's what you do. I mean, we had a guy that was in office here, and the whole "I talk to your mayor" thing. That guy, I was so irritated that he placated these people and talked to them. I called him up. I yelled at him. I was like, well, what should I do? I was like, these are outsiders here. So you want to do that? That's fine. What'll happen and I forget how many years, 2 years, I think, from when that happened. I was like, in 2 years, you won't ever have to worry about fielding that. That's not going to happen. He told me that. That's not going to happen. I've been in office for blah, blah, blah amount of years. I was like, I bet you money you won't be next time. Guess what? He ain't in office anymore.
And I'm the same way. I love the politic. I'm good at it. So
I hate politics. I just fuck these people who, if they want to go and do this kind of stuff. Levy County needs an overhaul. They need it badly. It sounds like they have some issues there. I've talked to some great people that live in these areas, around there. I've met wonderful folks, but
I feel
I've
sorry
also
for the people that have to deal with police like that, because in my mind, just looking at the town, it's basically in ruins. You've got rugs everywhere. I mean, Jeremy was driving down the road. I'm in the back of the truck, and the dude stands up off his porch and starts bucking up at him, puffing out his chest, wanting Jeremy to stop, like saying, what do you want? You know, like trying to start a fight. And you know what? I'm sorry, but I think Jeremy would snap him like a twig. But they're crooked, and they didn't investigate December. They didn't even investigate the next report of the 29th. Refers to you as the umbrella guy, not that umbrella guy. But they didn't call you, did they? Because I said that one threat went to your email.
No, they're not going to call me. They're not. None of these people are ever going to investigate me.
Beecham said they did. Beecham said it was investigated.
Their investigation is that they're informational reports.
Yep.
You can because he said on here. So she creates videos. You've flown out from Pennsylvania to possibly testify against Miss Preston in a civil suit. Should be noted Miss Wobe has no personal stake in the outcome of the civil suit, but has involved herself for personal reasons. See, the way that's written out too, it's like, wait, what? You know, why is that in there anyway? Like, why is that noted?
Because he had a problem with it.
Yeah, because he's a piece of shit. All these cops are. I'm telling you. Like, Preston is a useful idiot for them. And they have decided, doesn't matter what happens. Again, somebody's going to get hurt out there. And what's going to happen then after that? They're going to go into cover your ass mode. And when they do that, it's going to get crazier. It won't be good for anybody, because they will be trying to cover it up. So they tried to look on this, though. They tried to make this about Preston calling you an evil bitch. Who cares? Like that.
No, that's me. That's me.
And hope God rains down his worst on her.
Yeah,
asked if she'd received any threats of personal harm. She advised she did not.
And I didn't. That was the night in the hotel. That was just a text message.
Yeah, these people are sending threats, though, to try to dissuade someone from testifying, but it's just normal. So she's like, okay, well, all the actions they're fine. It's not against the law, so they're good to go. So yet again, what they learned, though, was they learned it from the potted plant judge. They learned that there's a lot of talk about witnesses, about federal witnesses and intimidation, but nothing happened. Look at Shara. So these people don't worry about going after witnesses or trying to do it, because they know nobody's going to do anything about it, and it's insanity.
You want to hear my theory? I haven't told you this yet, because it just kind of smacked me in the head when I was sitting here. You remember when Michelle would get online and she would always talk about how John would get rid of certain things? I wonder if he became a CI. She had no problem dropping names.
Well, not just that. Okay, everybody that got stuff from the blessing box, all of them have gone to jail.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking when you were talking. I was
Is John Cook a CI? That would be.
I think that's an opinion. Why else?
Well, that's a question. Is John Cook a CI?
Because I mean, she had no problem telling me about Kenny, and then she tested positive for the substance, and whichever agency did nothing about it. But you should not have that. I can't say it. It's the Suboxone substance, you know what, whatever it's called. But you're on opioids. Why do you have that in your system? That wasn't even questioned. So I think he's a CI. I think one of them CI, because when she called them back out after all that happened with Wes, and gave the guns. Nothing happened. He got out of jail. He turned. He turned on somebody, and I think he's an informant. I'm sorry, I do.
Well, it is strange, actually. I mean, I'm looking at all this stuff, and I mean, there is definitely it's definitely strange.
Who's a complete idiot? I'm a complete idiot.
Well, he lied to the police multiple times about pew, pew. He admitted pulling a firearm. He said he didn't point it, but he admitted to pulling it out and pointing it at a vehicle with a child in it, or not pointing it, but pulling it out on that. That none of that mattered. He again, all those people have gone to jail that are around, you know. On top of it, the police protect them to the degree that they even put Levy County and potentially in the crosshairs. It does seem strange.
Yeah, it kind of sounds that way, doesn't it? And then all of a sudden, she no longer talks about it. I mean, that used to be a daily thing with her.
Does sound like a snitch. That's weird. I mean, you got video evidence of, you know, of
and then all of a
wrongdoings.
sudden, he gets out of jail, and
I think also, so John, again, we were talking about the prostitute thing, right? John seems to be solicited. Look at this. If somebody moves to the Villages, what color loofah does a prostitute fly? I think he's interested in, getting the hookup. I think he's talking to, you know,
or Marla.
Actually, he's been talking to his pals over there. Maybe that's why he talks to them all the time. You know, we talk about it. Maybe it's not. It's the fact that he knows there are a bunch of swingers and beyond. So he's like, Loofah-mobile, you say? Bring.
Yeah. Sorry, wrong number.
He's like, I'm gonna unwrap my crotch tonight. Oh, Lord.
I'm gonna see some action after 20 years. Oh my Lanta.
I like the fact he does, you know, they don't even get how insulting it is to to all of them about asking, like, hey, by the way, what color loofah is this for? You know,
I don't
want
color
coded that too, huh?
I'll fly it when pigs fly, John. When pigs fly.
Yeah, John, man, he's such a oh, what a loser. What a loser, man. It's just so funny.
You know, he's been on disability since 1982. He's out there dragging stuff to a burn pile. He's building tortoise pens. He's moving hitches, apparently. Where's his disability?
Yeah, well, the ladder thing, man. We saw him up on a ladder.
Yeah. What's the disability? She says it's his legs and his knees. Well, that don't fly.
See, I've already posted it. Angel, that dog and my Dachshund, they've killed almost all of my ducks, and they killed all the 2 chickens, and now I have baby chickens. They broke into the chicken coop. So
she has no adult chickens left.
And that they're trying to eat the baby chickens too. So that's your service guard dog. They're being fed.
That's a dog I'd want around my child.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, you know.
and unfortunately, and I hate to say this, but unfortunately, the way that this is sounding, we're going to see a post one day where Harley gets attacked by this dog, because this dog is going to be the size of like an Akita. It's going to be a huge dog.
I worry about that because honestly, I mean, this is not.
It's not good. Because she told me in December that the dog would get on his hind legs and like hug her, and it was face to face with her. And I said, that's not good. You don't ever let a dog get higher than you.
It's a very large dog, you know, and it needs a lot of food too. Now,
And
again, dogs will get into and they will attack chickens. Stuff that does happen. I mean, it does. The thing is, they are not just regular homeowners out there. Yeah, like I said, I'm not talking about animal behavior, and I'm not talking about shock collars here. I'm talking about an animal sanctuary that uses pain compliance on animals because they're killing the animals inside of their so-called sanctuary. That's got to be a problem.
Well, I tell you, anybody in Levy County that lives near this dog needs to put the county on notice that there is a vicious dog on that property. Because if a child gets bit, oh, it's gonna be bad.
No, everything's fine though. They have a they have a giant box, and it keeps it from pouring through the fence.
Yeah, tell me that dog is strong. If that dog wants out, that dog's gonna get out. It'll move that box.
Well, apparently it gets out. There's been some discussions about that. So.
And I don't care how, if a dog is so angry, and with that, and this is what concerns me, because my dad always used to say, once his dogs, he had hunting beagles, but they would just tell him he wouldn't let them like eat it, I guess is the way I'm going to say it. But he said they are no longer a pet when they get the taste of blood.
Well, the thing too, okay, so you're talking about a dog that is it's a shepherd dog, right? So it's bred to protect livestock, and that includes, from what I understand, poultry as well, right? So it's not naturally inclined to that. But, however, if it's not fed well, it's not trained well,
it's allowed to do.
I mean, if you're talking about a dog here that, it's also not introduced well too. So if it thinks that these things are, they're a food source. I mean, good Lord, you're talking about a giant dog.
Yep. It's not a socialized animal, and it definitely is not a service dog. And if it were my
it's
dog,
definitely not a service dog. The whole idea, they sold, again, they've changed the narrative to it cost $1,000 service dog to now it actually was traded for at over for some item at the local place. We did a deal. It's a $400 dog, and we traded a hitch for it.
Yeah,
that's not what they were saying before. Again,
nope.
It just amazes me. Like, these people just continually change narratives. And, again, the answer will be, you watch, mark my words, it'll be, well, what does it matter? What is it? Well, because, again, donors were asking about it. They were like, where did it go? And if it was traded for, why didn't that come up, a year ago now?
Yeah, I mean, the story for the past year has been she paid $1,000 for the dog. Hey, I'll be right back.
Oh, you good? Yeah, that whole
okay,
trading.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, the whole trading for, again. So John, again, they have changed their story just mid-roll. So they've gone with this one story forever. This was $1,000 dog. And you notice they didn't change their story again when donors were coming forward and saying, no. You even had, remember when the antis, when they had all of that drama and people were going after Michelle and they were going after John, they didn't try to explain that away then. It wasn't a $400 dog they traded it for then. It was $1,000 dog. You had all these people that were, again, talking about that she was irresponsible, and that was one of the things they kept adding in. Like, that's what amazed me, because again, if they were going to have this narrative right here, this would have popped up a lot earlier, in my opinion. This is just something just random and new. It's so bizarre too, because again, you just eat whatever narrative comes up. Like I say, this is something they themselves have brought up. They keep bringing up that it is a proper service animal, that it is some kind of guard dog. Again, a guard dog is not a service animal. You can look that up, actually, let's see. is a guard dog a service dog? Okay, let's look that up real quick. Let's just pull something up on that. Is a guard dog a service dog? Very simple question there. No. A protection dog is generally not considered a service dog under the ADA. Service dogs, they must be trained to perform specific tasks for a disability, while a protected dog is trained to intimidate or attack. See, that's the thing. When they talk about guard dog, it's a nice way of saying they want a dog that is there for intimidation, that is there to attack. And that's not good. This is a dog that they keep saying is for the kid. You know, all of this stuff attached to, and yet the dog is not around the kid. The dog is running around all the time, free, doing its own thing. It's definitely not, you know, guarding any. I mean,
well, a service dog should be in the Jeep with them when they leave, correct?
Yeah.
Marley leaves, that dog should be with her.
Yeah, again, the whole idea, the whole idea is with a service dog, it's non-aggressive.
Right.
So you can't have a guard dog as an aggressive deterrent, you know?
Yep.
So the two ideas, they don't align. Hey, can you hold this for 1 minute? One of the kids is yelling something.
Yeah.
Can you talk? Okay.
What y'all want to talk about? I had to put you on mute because my printer was falling off the shelf and I was able to get it in time. I wonder the same thing, song. That's what it worries me. It worries me that dog's going to get out while Travis is over there. I just hope he's not able to jump that fence. Okay, let's see. John's a guard dog. He intimidates. Yeah, he doesn't intimidate me too much. He's a little boy. Is that what she's got something to bark about, an Antolian Shepherd? Is that the name of it? Because I know they can get as big as an Akita.
Freaking the kid wouldn't even, they were yelling to each other. I thought they were yelling to me.
Oh, well, I had to put you on mute because my printer almost fell. I don't know. It's not secure. The shelf isn't secure, I guess. I tried to hang something by myself.
It's one of those shepherd dogs. It starts with an A. It's like
and she just
Anna, I don't know how to pronounce it. Anna something, I don't remember. But
yeah, they get as big as an Akita, and that dog is skinny. Skinny. That dog should be a lot bigger.
There's also, there would be, so asking AI again, having it around a small child too, when it's got, you know, behavioral issues, that also sounds, it sounds concerning, because you're talking about their you know, you got predatory behavior, but it also, again, you have to question hunger. I mean, these folks, they're telling us on their turtle rescue, they're telling us that nobody is giving money. Nobody. So,
well, they're not going to. She's a crook.
Well, it's also, you can't see, they've gone with the amount of people following means that you should be able to get, that doesn't mean anything. I don't know. There are channels out there, you know, you see all types of places that people follow, and there's no investment in it, though. It doesn't matter. So for them to say that followers, like, you got 2,700, well, okay, that's good. At least, I mean, that's a good number of followers. I'm not insulting the follower number, but when you're telling these people that they owe you something, you know, I think they're going to disagree.
Well, I mean, and I feel bad for people that actually fall for it, because And I know I've said this before, but I'll say it again. Yearly, we donate to, we try to find turtle, if not reptile, but we have one now through my nephew. And that's how I actually came across her. It just so happened to be the same one that went on with this. It was really crazy the way it all came together. But I was following her page. But when I pulled up the paperwork and I saw all the zeros, I called that check a charity and I was like, is that wrong information? And then got an email back that they were going to be deleted off of the page. I don't know if they have been. I don't care if they have been. But it's just, I don't know how she continues to get away with this. They need to be put under scrutiny.
Because ultimately places don't. I mean, honestly, they don't care. They care about it's like any of these agencies. They care to go after people that have money because then it's profitable. You know, if it's people that don't have something, then, you know, it's just them spending resources. They're not taking something from somebody, you know, and that's always, I mean, that's the big game they like to play. They like to take, you know.
Well, I'd like to know how somebody that's going through bankruptcy can go out and do all of this. I mean, I would think I'd be saving my money if I'm kicked off my land.
I actually think the idea that somebody can do all of this stuff while picking up benefits is so wild to me.
Oh, it's sickening to me, considering, you know, the condition my husband is in.
Well, there's a lot of people in the, like, you know, that are around too. They talk about how, like, they weren't allowed to get any kind of benefit. They've been fighting for it. And then you have people that obviously, I mean, they just, they do nothing. They don't care. They don't care about anything in life.
I'd be happy if they would just approve his medical. I mean, his medical premium is $542 a month.
Here's that. So here's that, you know, again, going with, you're talking about adding more animals. So they've talked about a dog and another dog. So there's 2 dogs confirmed right there when they're telling you that they're essentially begging for money to feed the turtles. Like,
so why don't you go out and get another dog?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, you know, I'm just wondering how will you feed any of these animals though? Because they're saying, you know, well, we'll be posting things for sale because we need to raise money for feed and to pay for all the things.
That's why I think some money was given to her from this fundraiser. I think because where'd it come from? We know she's not selling that much at the flea market.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think personally, like something, so she had to get something to appease her currently, you know, and I know that they got lawyer money, but even with that, you know, like she went from, oh my God, I want them in prison to, well, they're not that bad. You know, and I never said all that stuff, you know. We were just angry, a little angry.
Well, she didn't say any of that stuff. I heard Lisa's name and Jeremy's name damn near on a daily basis for months. And
we saw it happen. They did this stuff publicly. Like,
yeah.
It's just amazing to I've rarely been gaslit to the level of this kind of stuff. You know, I've had people try to gaslight before, but I mean, it's amazing just the denial of reality. Like, the reality doesn't exist, and if you say anything about what you see there, somehow in some way there'll be a spin saying it's not real.
Absolutely, she's going to deny.
Well, they've got there are a bunch of again, people confuse their personal. They also, you know, again, suddenly Hales is supposed to show these people nicety after everything they've done. Oh, he should just sit there and be quiet. And no, fuck all that. You know, I don't believe in that at all. You know, people will bring up things like, well, you know, turn the other cheek. How many times? How many times I got to turn it? You know, 40, 50, 90.
Exactly.
You know, because these people, again, they tried to ruin his life, you know, and they don't go away.
Nope. And they're not going to go away, because that's how she makes her money, by talking about other people. Whether it's, I mean, she's gone way overboard with Jeremy, and I will be so happy when he is vindicated.
Well, she tried that again with that neighbor. That was the test shot, and the test shot did not work, you know, because the problem that they learned with that is the neighbor wasn't big enough. They didn't have enough profile, you know.
Right. But I mean, her numbers went from what, 300 views to 4,000 views for a couple months, and then right back down to 300 when Lynette left the page.
Oh yeah, when you know, well,
Jeremy fans
again, like she told you. So this is a good thing to discuss in this. The whole Bruce, according to her, Bruce wanting or asking for her to hook up to while they're in the middle of all this fighting. By the way, you know,
for content. You got to give Lisa content because her channel is doing so badly.
That's amazing to me.
I don't know what John gave them. I mean, the only thing I ever hear on there is Jeremy. But the stuff that she has done is permanent damage. And I told Michelle every time she tried to bring it up to me, I don't want to talk about it. I won't talk about it. It's not my business. And see, this is what, and I don't know if you want to go here. If you don't want me to go here, tell me to shut up. But when I went into this, I didn't go into this because of Jeremy, because of Tug, because of Megan. I went into this because I watched a fundraiser, which at the time I thought was a great idea for the child. And I gave Lisa her props. Did I talk to her? Absolutely, I did. And if I need to get the call log, I will. Did I email her? Yes, I did.
We actually saw the, you know, we saw some of the text there. So,
yeah, I mean, I talked to the woman on the telephone. And anyway, it wasn't, and somebody just asked what brought me to Lynette. Here is how it went down. So you can go back, everybody go back and tell Lisa she's wrong. It's not because of Jeremy. It was because she messed up. She let that, I knew in January that the next thing that was going to happen was the framing on the barn dominium. And every time you'd hear they had a crew, they were going to go do it, something would happen where her crew could not go do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, I mean, it's Michelle's fault for not really getting in her ass saying, give me my money. I need my money. I need my permits. But once in March, when those permits lapsed, when they expired, now she was put in the predicament. She needed new drawings. She needed a contractor. And all of this could have been done by a crew that they found, a local crew, for $10,000, which to me is a reasonable cost to frame out an entire barn dominium.
Sure.
And she wanted, excuse me.
Well, they had the money too. That's
they had the money. And she would not give it to Lynette. And then you heard after when they had their spat, she didn't trust Lynette with the money. Well, then don't give it to Lynette. Pay the crew she's asking you to pay. But she wouldn't do it because she wanted her buddies to do it. She would say to Michelle, I have a crew that can do it next weekend. Friday would roll around. Oh, we can't get up there. And that went on for 2 months. And then the permits are gone. Now she needs to do the drawings and she needs permits, and she wouldn't even reach out to Bo in Levy County. So Lisa spent on why I got involved. She's the reason I got involved. I reached out to Lynette in August after hearing that this 6-year-old kid was in a shed in the Florida heat. Yes, she had air conditioning. It was not sufficient. She didn't have a kitchen. She didn't have a living room. She didn't have a bedroom. She was sleeping on a king-size mattress with John and Michelle. That child should have had her own dang room. And knowing that that shell was sitting there and Lisa had the money, I prayed on it. I talked to my husband about it. I talked to my pastor about it. And then I reached out to Tug. And I said, Tug, if I can get her to talk to you, because I was listening to Tug nightly when you were talking about, you and Megan were talking about the financial audit. And I reached out to Lynette because I had talked to her back when Marla did that stuff with my dead son. And my very first message to her was, you need to talk to Tug. And then we began talking and we became friendly. I did not stab her in the back. People need to understand. She got nasty with me. And in the beginning, I told her, if my name slips out on social media or somebody tells me the smack talk is starting, I will go onto these pages and let people know who you really are. But you never seen me posting anywhere, not in a chat, not on a Facebook group. I didn't do it. I gave her my word and I kept it. When she told me in November about Levy County, can't wait for Jeremy to come back because they want him. They want him bad. And in fact, the quote was they wanted him to hang.
And her plotting with them. See, that was wild stuff too.
And it pissed me off to where I told Tug about it. And I said, what can I do? And I called Randy, or somebody called Randy. I don't know if I called Randy or you called Randy. I don't remember. But I talked to Randy. And I said, she's going to say her, Lisa, and AI. And it was Bruce. The entire time it's been Bruce.
Yep.
And I was not going to let that lie continue.
Yeah, she made it clear with I did not put you in touch with Randy, by the way. I believe you got the number.
I don't remember how I was so mad. Remember how mad I was? It was like, when are we going to stop?
You were being like, I remember that, when you were like, she just keeps talking to me like a dog too,
There was times that I would hang up and I would be so angry that I would walk downstairs, unlock the safe, load my 9, go out back, shoot off a couple rounds, come back in, hand the gun to my husband, said she needed cleaning, and I come upstairs and cry it out. She is vile. But I was focused on trying to help her get the remainder of the donated money, doing the IC39, making the phone calls. She wanted me to help her find an attorney out of Duval County. I did some research for her, for an attorney to go after Lisa, because she didn't know who to call. So Lisa, you're the reason I got involved. Now go ahead and spin it whatever way you want to spin it. I don't care.
Actually, their whole game is they try to discredit. Again, remember, criminals are good to go as long as it's their crimes. And the thing that they talk about, again, they will smear anyone. I mean, anyone that they think they can. They will tell people, the worst things possible, but damn, man, these people actually have, again, scamming history, and these lemmings just walk right along with them like it's no big deal,
Yep. And I woke up, and these people need to wake up. When I was in Guapo's lives with them, when she started coming into Guapo's channel got hurt because it was all about Jeremy, all the lies about Jeremy. She went after Jeremy's child. That really motivated me.
Well, that'll
You
motivate a
don't
lot of
bring
people, really.
kids in.
You know,
You leave
that
the
ends
kids
up.
alone.
That's a way to motivate a lot of people, you know,
Mhm.
to go after. And I mean, they were definitely happy to go after.
But the way that they talked to Jason that day, my God,
Yep.
it was horrible.
Yep.
And these people, they have no soul. I mean, I forgive all of you for the crap you're spewing. But as long as you're talking about me, you're leaving him alone. So keep talking about me. Just let it go.
I just my thing is I don't care. I don't personalize. I monetize. You know,
Well, see
and
that she accuses me of that too. But you know what? I don't have a channel. I'm not going to monetize. I never wanted to any kind of anything like that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's not why I'm in it. But you know what, Lisa? You might just motivate me to do a little bit more. But as far as me going to Levy County and me going to Sumter, yeah, I did. And yeah, I plan on taking it farther. And if they won't do anything, then you'll be held accountable here with the police who actually uphold the law. And you'll get a court date. If you choose not to show, you'll get a warrant. At which point I will send my constable, who is a very good friend of mine, down to the U.S. Marshal's office, and you'll get arrested. So, you wanted to play, I'm playing.
well, they definitely. I like the fact that, you know, they have enough idiots out there that, again, they just buy into anything. It amazes me. I have seen it is very culty behavior. You know,
It is. It's like she's got some kind of trance or some kind of chant or something they must do in the background for these people to follow her, like, and just
these people again have been more than happy to try to ruin a man's life. You know, several lives, really. They find their excuses for it, but they're so happy. They do it so zealously, and it's so, it's just sad to watch because it really showcases who and what these folks are.
Yes, it does. And for them to get, and I am so tired of them throwing religion on Facebook. You know, they are not true believers to use the Bible as a weapon. You don't use God as a weapon. You don't pray for the demise of your brother or sister in Christ.
It's one of the reasons I very rarely bring up faith or religion or anything else myself, because there are so many of these just awful weirdos that they misuse it. You know, you see them, like, again, you see the Preston posts, for example. She'll post all the time talking about, you know, religion and, you know, God smiting people, essentially. And it's like, wait, what?
Yeah, that's not what he does. But you know what? Everything happens for a reason. I wholeheartedly believe that. And what goes around comes around. And I let my skeletons out long before she let them out. And I put them on full display for everybody to see last week. So I don't care what she says. The Tina that she's pulling up is not me. I have gone through that.
They know that. They actually, well, the thing is, they've been notified of that. They know that that's not the right person. And that's the real kicker in all of this.
That's what's
they know
going
they
down.
got the wrong.
That's what's
Yes,
going
well,
down.
see, you're not a public. You're not even a limited purpose public figure. But if we were going to argue that, if we were going to argue that, to say, you know, the idea of actual malice, you know, actual malice with actual malice, you have to look at what makes that work. Again, that's required for defamation lawsuits. All right. Well, the defamation lawsuit, they either have to, with actual malice, they have to know something is false or just not care. You know,
And they don't care.
No, they don't.
As long as they can get people to continue to call my house and harass me on a daily, they don't care. They think it's fun and games.
I just think it's amazing because when you get down to these folks, I think the Levy County thing was very, when you have the Levy County law enforcement talking about how they know these people, they're defending that action. They're saying essentially, I don't know you, and I don't.
My credibility, his words, my credibility is not good because he doesn't know me. And what I said about him, about being in their pocket. Well, I'm sorry. You volunteered, even though they had already been found guilty. You volunteered.
It's not even that. You already dealt with Levy County. And Levy County, the way they recorded this and everything else, he talks about, so you also mentioned when the informational report item, he was saying that an informational report is also investigated, and they're not. Like, an informational report is just, they write down some stuff, they say, that's no big deal. They don't do anything else. That's it. I know, because I've
he wanted to argue it. Oh, he wanted to argue that. Oh no, everything is investigated. I said, but it wasn't. Your lieutenant told me so.
Yeah, well, again, him telling you first off that you can't record, that is a huge issue. That's something when police do that kind of thing. Unfortunately, police get to investigate themselves. Most often, you're still talking about, you look at all the problems that happen within police departments, and you look at who investigates them and how often officers are cleared of just horrible things. And so there, of course, there's no real repercussion. Even if there is something, they might get like a day off with pay. So they really get a vacation day.
Mm-hmm.
Worst case scenario is they get a day off without pay,
Yeah, I mean, he knows them. Do they know them because he's a snitch?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Maybe that is the answer.
I think that's the answer.
I've never seen a law enforcement entity go out of its way so hardcore to, to protect somebody in a town. And again, you've had all these people that when they go there, they seem to have problems. So, I mean, again, I'm not saying they are, but it definitely, let me put it this way. If it were me in that community, I would be wondering exactly what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, if I lived in that community, I would be picketing. I would be having community meetings. And people, if you live in Levy County, you need to get involved. I know it's a scary thing, but you need to get involved because your police department sucks and they're crooked. See, up here, according to statute, if they create a humiliating or embarrassing post or image on social media, I can get them on a second-degree misdemeanor, punishable by 3 years in jail and $25,000 in fines. And don't think I won't file it in Pennsylvania, because I will. I'm answering somebody over here keeps saying, Tina, do it in Pennsylvania. So there, I think John is their eyes and ears in Otter Creek. I think he has done controlled buys. Out of Michelle's own mouth on the internet, she says that John buys. She told me that she bought. I think, and now they're in jail.
You mentioned that, so that's something to talk about. When you first talked about stuff, you talked about a little bit more controlled, and you talked about a few things here and there, but you didn't talk about like in depth of stuff like that. But these people, you know, because you hadn't seen the way that they were going to treat you the same way that they treat people like Shara or donors or whomever. You know, anybody that if you don't walk lockstep, they've got to burn you down. You're the bad guy. So, you know, you didn't talk a lot about the drug thing. Why don't you talk about the element?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they would run out of pills, and she's all the time saying her doctor's got her back. Well, you know what? Her doctor knows what's going on because I was able to make sure that happened. But she would run out of pills. Well, you're not supposed to run out of pills. If you're taking them the way that they're prescribed, you're fine for 30 days. So she would panic, and if her doctor wouldn't get her something, then she would turn to Suboxone. And the Suboxone subject came up because I got metal all through my back. I got issues with my legs. And she said, oh, well, when you have a problem, you should tell them to put you on this is it Suboxone or Subutex?
Yeah. It's Suboxone is what they're using. I mean, you'll hear it from either way. When you noted it, though, you noted Subutex, I believe. Well, it's just it's a branding thing, so it's not really a.
Well, she would call it both, so I don't know the difference. I just know.
Well, it's the same. They just call it the same thing. It's exactly the same thing. So, you know.
But she told me, and I said, "Why do you get them?" She said, "Yeah, we buy them off of this guy Kenny," and she even went down to tell me.
Is that the guy who went to jail, Kenny?
I think he did. I think that's the one that just got arrested. He's the same guy that beat up his dad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the guy, right?
Yeah. And she said she would break it in fours and she would take it that way.
Yeah. Yep.
That to me is an addict.
Well, yeah, it also, so the reason people do that is because it keeps you from withdrawing. Like, you know, you'll see addicts do this. See, there's a pro and a con. Like with Suboxone. Suboxone can be used for really, it can have great effects, but like anything, it can also be misused. With people that are addicts like that, they'll run out of something, they'll run up on that edge of it, they'll start through the withdrawal process, and they're like, oh God, I don't want to do this. So they'll take that. Now the danger in it is if it's taken too early in that process, it'll put you into forced withdrawals, and it's rough on a person. It's very rough on a person.
I've watched somebody naturally withdraw, and I thought it was an exorcism. But
yeah, well, with this, I mean, it's a way to not go through the withdrawal process. I mean, and again, they can take like a part of it, and that will definitely. I mean, that's why when you mentioned that, because you were like, I don't know what this is, and I was like, oh yeah, that's exactly what they're using that for. Or if they're bringing that up, that would be what it's used for. I guess I should say it that way.
I mean, I'm a chronic pain patient, but I don't take it like that, But what I didn't understand with her was I've always heard that the Suboxone or the Subutex, whatever that crap is more detrimental than the actual pain pill.
No, it's if used properly, it's fine. It actually can it can be used for pain management in cases as well, because it will not. The positive in it is it won't let a person get high. So it's used for addicts. It's only used for long-term addiction, people as well. The people who backslide. In fact, in Tennessee, they did a case study with it where they gave it to people in prison, people that had already been there. They came back, because of drug-related crimes like burglary, things like that. So they had, I forget how many people they brought into it. Like I said, I'd have to look at but they gave it to them while they were there, and then they gave it to them for so many months after they got out. Now, the recidivism rate that is expected from that group within the first year would be 87% that would be back in jail. While they were taking that medication, how many went back? Zero. None of them. Because,
Wow.
yeah, I mean, it has but like anything, it can be misused. People have to want it. That's the thing. So that's the problem.
Between that and her taking, now I don't know if she was prescribed them, but she would take alprazolam too. And I happen to know about them because they put me on them when my son died. And those little things are nasty. And how anybody can enjoy that is beyond me. The only thing that makes me do is sleep. I can't see somebody sitting, and I watched her during that deposition. That was not a Tylenol she put in her mouth. She was chewing up a pill, and it wasn't a Tylenol.
This whole situation is so wild, because we're watching real time people that are, I mean, they're getting gamed, and some of them just, even the ones that, like, you'd see some people that would still cling to this. I think some people cling to it because if they admit that they were wrong about this, if they admit they were wrong about those people, then they got played. They'd have to admit that all that money and everything else that they gave to that it's empty. It meant, again, they got played. So,
well, the long hard look in the mirror. I mean, I'm one of the stupid ones. I gave because I thought it was going to help the little girl, but apparently it helped somebody else.
Well, I mean, it happens. I feel for early people. By now, I would hope most people had. They've got all the evidence in front of them. If they don't want to see it by now, they just don't want to see it.
Now they're in it. Now it's just like and I'm going to call it a high school game. They're in it for the drama, like Travis calls them, the drama llamas.
See, I love watching the drama, personally. I love that, but I hate that it's aimed at somebody's life. I hate.
Sucks.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate reality of that is that they won't ever stop. I mean, that's just the real deal of it. They won't stop unless the law makes them stop, which does not look like it's going to be the case as far as regular law enforcement. Now, maybe you'll see something as far as courts. Hopefully, you will see something happen with Fed 1, but that still doesn't take care of these awful people and what they've done. I mean.
I'm going to do everything in my power to hold their feet to the fire. You want to run your gums, then I'm going to run mine.
Well, that's the real. See, that's what I was telling you. It's like, they're never going to tell the truth because it's not beneficial. They've got to paint everybody as some horrible bad guy. I mean, again, the hypocrisy in it. Like I said, for me, what was my sin? Oh, I had bankruptcy. Oh, wow. Is that a federal crime? No, it's not a crime at all.
Do me a favor. Can you pop what I sent you over so Tammy can see for herself so I can point out to her?
I don't have it. It's on my phone.
Okay, then I'll just talk. Through it.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, so
you can talk it through if you want to. I mean,
okay. I'll do it that way. So she told everybody to research me in Duval County. Yes, that is my name. Okay. It's Tina, not Christina. And you are going to see from 93 to 2006. When my mother died, everything was taken back. I was on it. Whatever. It's on there. Those are the evictions she's talking about. One was my sister's apartment. The other one was my mother's mobile home lot.
I found it really funny anyway that these people would mention evictions.
Yeah, and she's had 8. 8.
I just
I was going to pay for a lot that I had no use for, and it's in my mom's name, but I ended up paying what she owed. I didn't realize she had a balance, or I would have paid the balance, but during that time, I had my own problems. But I mean, that was because of my mother's death. So go ahead and run with that one, Lisa, if that makes you feel good. So we've got, now if you pull, okay, where is it? There it is. Here it is. So the first two is my mom's house, then my mother's car. I was a co-signer, on her loan, because my mom never worked a day in her life. She didn't have to. Daddy always took care of her. So they came and got mom's car when mom died, which was fine. I had my own car. So yeah, that's on there. Who cares? That was in 2008. Then you've got my sister's apartment where I co-signed for my sister. She got evicted. Fine. You want to say I got evicted? Go right ahead, but I can prove that I didn't live at that address and that date. So if you need proof or require that, let me know, Lisa. I'll make sure you get that pronto. Then you get down to the checks, and she said, oh, look at all these numbers. Look at all these arrests. I wasn't arrested on any of them. 4 of them, my sister, there was 3 of us on the account. My sister had a problem with rugs, and she liked to bounce checks. My name's on there. I'm not going down my sister. And I'm not referring to my sister that's on here. I'm referring to my older sister. Now, my deviant behavior started in 93. So in 1993 and 1994 is when I had to deal with the grocery store. And when it got to the state's attorney's office, it got assigned a number. That's what you'll see. These SAO numbers are state attorney numbers. They're state attorney offenses. I'd go down, I'd pay them. A $20 check would cost me over $100.
Oh yeah, when they put fines on them, yeah.
I paid them before they got to an arrestable stage. And I mean, they knew me down there. They knew what was going on. I was wrong for doing it, but I had to feed my family, and you can judge me for it if you want to. I will never apologize for feeding my children or getting my mother her medication. Now, that's all on that one, okay? Never, ever, ever got arrested for anything on here. I was arrested in a truancy sweep. My children were homeschooled. I just said, let it ride, whatever. So yeah, that's on my background. That's the only thing on my background. It's contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Yeah. Because they just didn't check the homeschool box, but whatever. That's the only thing on my national checklist, background check. If I was a felon, if I did a minute as a felon in a prison, I would not have the capability to hold and possess a concealed carry permit. I am living in a blue state where it's very hard to get one, and I have mine. Now, if you pull up the last name Swope in Duval County, there are 6 pages of swopes.
Yeah,
and there's about 30 people per page. And you know what? I was never a swope down there. Didn't meet my husband down there. Husband's never even been down there.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting that your husband was, God, what did they say he had done? I forget.
Oh, he was the prison guard at the prison.
Oh, yeah. And you'd been in prison and, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, I mean, and I was never.
It's like, what the what now?
I'm like, where are you getting this? And it never dawned on me to just put the last name into CORE, because I have a login to CORE. And you people are just so thirsty.
Well, they created some fan fiction about you, though. Isn't that awesome?
It is. They're making me famous. But if you think you're going to sit and flap them toothless gums of yours and I'm not going to clap back, honey, you got the wrong one. I am a true red, white, and blue grits. I am a girl raised in the South, and I will make you eat your words. Enjoy your crow pie.
Well, as long as you make those words look a little like chicken skin, I think they'll
Oh,
be good.
I got that. Why you think I'm gonna put crow in it? So my rant's over. Any of you Lisa Drama Llamas want to ask me a question? You got balls enough to ask me a question? I'm here to answer them. I've invited Lisa. I've told Lisa, let me know. We'll get a moderator. We'll have a discussion. No, she doesn't want to. So what are you afraid of? I'll tell you what you're afraid of, sweetheart. You're afraid of what I know. And if that comes out,
there's actually some pretty interesting stuff that it involves them. You know, they're afraid somebody will come like loaded to bear to talk about all that stuff.
It will come out if she keeps forcing. It'll come out. Lisa, if it comes out, you can kiss your rental goodbye. Because your realty company, they actually have a morality clause. Keep playing. Vet your shit.
You notice too, I never really thought about this, but that's their slogan, right? That's yet another thing that has to do with poop.
Yep.
Vet
They've
your
got
shit.
an obsession.
Yeah, I told you they're I think they have some kind of fetish is what I think it is.
Ew, probably.
Yeah, there's probably a loofah for that too. All right, I'm gonna hit some supers. You hanging?
Yeah, I'll hang out. I'm gonna put it on.
Let me put my
mute so I can
redirect in
cough.
real quick. So I saw that Hale's actually put his stuff up early, which is good. You know, he's got his redirect in already, so I like that.
Good.
A second here. Yeah, I really wanted to talk about like I said, the police thing. I thought was really interesting because when you contact them, like I said, them telling you the two things that stuck out to me the most was them telling you about these people, knowing them, you know, again, talking about their character. Essentially, I'm not going to do anything because I know them, and you can't
telling
record
me
this
I have no
conversation.
credibility because he knows them.
Well, you know, this again. It's like they have just as much power in that as a Walmart greeter. I don't have to prove myself to a Walmart greeter. I don't have to prove myself to a fucking cop. You know, I note something. I show them enough stuff. They need to choose to investigate it because that is their job, their function. Otherwise, why are they there? But again,
according to Beecham, that's my job. I have to prove it for
him.
So
he told you needed to. Yeah, he told you also needed to do the investigative process for him, which is astounding to me. Because I'm like, well, why are they there then? What's their function in this process? You know,
he's definitely not there for his looks. Because, no.
Well, again, I do like the idea. I didn't think about the potential for CI. That's that for anything out of this. That's the one I think that hits there. So, Max Lab, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Good to see you too. Emma, thanks for the 5 there. 5:45 a.m. I need to catch this on replay. Well, you'll enjoy it for sure. Bill, thanks for the 2 there. It's Tina's pre-birthday. Woohoo! Happy pre-birthday to you.
Oh, y'all, that's gonna make Lisa mad. I love it. Thank you.
I love it actually. Fallen Hero, thank you for the gifto. Also, again, as always, my friend, thank you for being here. I really wanted to talk about that dog thing too. I just thought there's so much. I wish the thing would lock on better because there's a bunch more screenshots, you know. But I just had problems with them today. I'm going to see if it's got to be a StreamYard's problem.
Well, if you want me to come on, you know, on the weekends, I am free.
Oh yeah. Well, I figured, you know, for this weekend, I thought with them going in and accusing you of everything and its mother, especially considering, again, these people have defrauding the elderly. Like you have one of them connected to the people right there on the state. And then you've got a scammer that went to prison for let's just say a pretty lengthy stretch because of because of his issues, and yet
it's me. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, all that was sent to Michelle. You gave it to me, and I sent it to her, and she called his probation officer.
Yes.
And
that's
I know
the other
she
thing.
called because I called to make sure she did.
Yes. So she called Gabe's probation officer to try to get him violated and put in jail. But hey, they were it's just a little argument.
She did call Tug because when I called, I asked for the supervisor, and the supervisor said that they had already received a call about it. So I know she called.
That's so funny. Well, I know, again, she tries to say now that she never said that Lisa had called CPS. Man, I got it on recording. It's her voice. Oh well, that's actually not a conversation with Tug. That's a conversation with Tina. Okay, well, even in their own stupid ass narrative, they admit it's real. You know,
they're stuck on this two-party crap. But
their two-party thing, it doesn't work.
No, and you told her it was going to be recorded.
Oh, I've got it recorded. I'm just not going to give it to him for free.
Right.
You know?
And I told Michelle a couple times on the phone, I said, sometimes this recorder will hit. So I don't know if you're being recorded, but I'll never post it anywhere. And I never have.
Well, I told her that, you know, again, she's talking to me anyway, you know, and there is no way in hell I would deal with this woman without a recording. I mean, there is no way, because she lies a lot. So,
and you know, let's say I did have one, which I don't, so don't spin it in anything. But if I did, that would be my excuse. Look at what they do.
Yeah. They lie. Well, you know, that's the thing. Like Lynette Preston, when she wants to fabricate claims and lie about people, they worry. They are worried that people actually have recordings, because see, if they were telling the truth, they'd be happy there would be recordings. They'd be thrilled by it, because then the truth would exonerate them.
Yeah, and like when I was on with you last week, and we didn't even get through 2 days of the conversations that I had with this woman.
Man, and like I said, you know, you got notes on stuff too. They're so stupid.
She needs to be scared.
Actually, she can go ahead. I'll straight up take it to court then, Lynette. Like I say, you know, we'll crowdfund Tina, a freaking lawyer.
And if you guys think, if they think they're going to pull to me what they've done to everybody else, the police department up here is already aware of what you guys like to do with calling in to certain people saying they've got pews shooting across the street, or, you know, a child might need intervention there. They're already aware. So go ahead and make that call. I dare you.
Well,
I'm muting.
They do their whole thing. No, I mean, they do like the harassment thing, you know, where you're talking about like people calling your home and shit. That is the kind of stuff people like this involve themselves in. You know, they get involved in the harassment that they figure will back off most people, because it does.
Yeah, it does, but I'm not going to. I'm not going anywhere.
You just can't let on, you know. This stuff makes me obstinate. It makes me, you know, it makes me bite back.
Clap back, and that's exactly what I'm going to do.
And that's what people should do. You know, if these people want to target you, freaking, you know, make them pay for it. Make them pay for it. That's the only way. They will never stop otherwise. You know,
I mean, I've stood on the steps of my Capitol and I've taken my governor on. Lisa Lee doesn't scare me. If I can survive that, I think I can survive somebody that sits in the garage sucking down chicken skins.
Right. Exactly.
Riding around on a golf cart that looks like a loofah. That's sick.
I know that. I mean, they talk about solicitation. You know, here's the thing: they want to talk about like solicitation and prostitution too. And these people, again, they live in one of the highest STD rated places out there. They're riding around openly soliciting people with that vehicle. That's what it is. Oh, what, maybe you'll get with us. I mean, how weird and gross is that? Imagine, like as a dude, imagine a dude coming up to you and openly soliciting you repeatedly for that kind of stuff. Like, wouldn't most people find that to be beyond uncomfortable? They would find that, that's the kind of stuff that people would have you arrested for. But it was just a joke. It was just gaffing, playing around. It wasn't a joke, first of all.
No.
It very well existed. They tried to deny that the thing was real for the longest time. Like, it was just a gag. Like,
see, that's what she does. Deny. And they're so dumb. The internet is forever, people. It's forever.
I just think it's funny because, I mean, again, they're in, they wanted to pretend that they didn't do that. And it's like, you obviously did. You still ride around in it.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping she was going to fall out Christmas Eve myself.
Oh, Lord. That's so funny. Don Pin, thanks for the 10 there. Thank you for that sticker. I appreciate that. Appreciate it, too. I'll clip that off and show it off to the kiddos. Thank you. Patrick, thanks for the 20 months. So do we get to talk about your pan canine on the property? I hear it's a Swiss Army canine, a trained dog for any task you need it for. Emotional money laundering, business expenses. Yeah, well, it keeps changing. It's like a transformer, That's what it is. Jack Miles, thanks for the 5. Oh yeah. The shepherd, of course. If you look them up, it talks about temperament. Yes, this breed right here is it's not suitable, noted for a service dog due to its breed temperament. You're talking about a dog here too. That again, they're saying though it's a guard dog. The temperament of a guard dog is not a service dog. So saying one is the other is crazy. Something to bark about. Thanks to the 5 there. I just hope the dog does not turn on them. Indeed, not a breed for an inexperienced person. I pray for the child and any living animals on the property. Indeed. I agree with that. By the way, something to bark about. Appreciate you too. If you want to see something positive with some animals, since we talk about these are awful things to actually have to talk about. If people want to see something positive and enjoy, some content with animals, I think something to bark about would actually put a little bit of brightness in your day there.
They need to watch her live. Her puppies are so sweet.
Yeah, and it just makes you. I mean, we're talking about some pretty awful, things that, Lord. I feel bad for the dogs, man. The dog, a dog doesn't know any better.
No, you can't blame the dog. It's the owner.
Yep, a dog is a reflection of its owner.
Yep.
So.
I'm muting again.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Actually, I give myself over an hour to get through these. So it's not a problem. I sat up here expected to talk through half of it. But no, something to bark about again. People should check out Something to Bark About's channel because it's just something positive. Again, something to go out and to enjoy. Crafting with Kimmy, what's up? Thank you for the 2 there. If Lisa does not have any kids, I'm not surprised. I love how people who have no idea what kids are like, want to tell you about kids, or they defend the worst behavior possible, of course, with somebody with a kid, but they don't.
Oh, okay, Tug, if she doesn't have kids, could another conspiracy could be that she is going to bury Michelle and try to take Harvey? Could that be it?
That's what Michelle seemed to insinuate.
That's why I said that. That's what she said that day on the phone. Yep. She's trying to take my child.
Yep, that's what she insinuated. So she was saying, they're gonna try to take my kid, and that's what all this is about. They're gonna They're trying to put her out to pasture. She included, when they say somebody, by the way, she was including cooking that too. She seemed to be,
She did.
Yeah.
It used to be George and Jeremy, and then it switched from George and Jeremy to Lisa.
She, in fact, said that I think that that Lisa has hurt me and my kid more than Jeremy. She said that. I mean, she said it on the recording I've got. So
she said that to me more than once. And I mean, there have been times that she was on the phone and she did cry about it, because Harley gets to go through life with this hanging over her head. And when she gets to be of age, I hope somebody will help her clean it up. Because thanks to Lisa getting involved in all this crap, Harley, we're going to be dead and gone. She's going to be dealing with it. And Lisa, you did the damage. It wasn't Jeremy. You did the damage.
What's terrible about it is that they have told this kid all these horrible things. They have the kid afraid of life. And
yes,
like that, to me, that's a terrifying thing. You know, I don't tell my kids what's going on with online world. I don't ever let them know. And if somebody, like when this weirdo is coming to our town, I didn't tell my kids, you know, I'm not going to let them be afraid.
No, but she'll tell Harley in a heartbeat about the evil people there in Otter Creek. And she has, and you can't tell me she's not afraid, because she literally asked me to come and help her fight the bad man.
Of course. Of course she's going to be afraid. She's a little kid. I mean, you tell somebody the boogeyman lives across the street, you know, my little one will take anything I say as gospel, you know,
because they're a sponge at that age. And now, I mean,
they trust you, you know, you are their world.
Little Harley knows nothing more than what she sees and what she hears and what she watches on YouTube. Oh, I have parental controls. I don't care. I've heard on the phone the stuff that child was watching, and it wasn't Dr. Seuss and Sesame Street. So I'll let you get back to your super chats.
I think it's funny you'll say that, then you're like, well, I've got this, and I understand it too. I'm just giving you a hard time. I love it. That's what I said. Right? I give myself so much time. Something to bark about. Thank you for the 5 giftos as well. Thank you. Something to bark about again. Appreciate you quite a bit. Lindy Lou, thank you for the gifted membership there. Thank you, Lindy Lou. That is awesome of you too. Appreciate that. I like it. Lindy Lou, thank you. I like the warm up to it. Red says, what's up? How's it going? Thank you for the gifted membership. It's much appreciated. Thank you. Nancy, what's up? Thank you for that membership, Nancy. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for the membership, and welcome to
the community.
Do what? I couldn't understand.
I said, welcome to the community.
The community.
We have a good community.
There you go. Welcome to the community. Indeed. But hey, thank you. Appreciate you. SF, thanks for the 5. With her screaming all the time, how would the dog be startled by a loud beep? That's true too. With all the noise and stuff. I mean, that actually is a good point. With all the yelling and Lord. I mean, you definitely got to, that's one of the things you noted too, that there is a lot of screaming that goes on there all the time.
All the time. It didn't matter what time of day it was.
Like, that's sad too, you know?
I don't know how they put up with each other. If Kevin and I talked to each other like that, I think one of us would probably be incarcerated for real.
Yeah. I mean, this is a terrible way to live. Something to bark about. Also, I think you're up to 542. That's awesome. Keep moving along. Love all the dog talk, just not this talk. Yes, indeed. Very bad situation for dogs. Yeah, and the dog gets blamed. When something terrible goes wrong because of bad ownership, the dog is always the one that gets blamed. You know, and that, I hate that, because a dog is, you know, a dog is a reflection of its owner. And some people, you know, we talk about people not being able to buy weapons and other things. I think people that are irresponsible should not own animals.
I agree with that.
Because a lot of animal, I mean, you're talking about some animal. First of all, the animal is it's totally dependent on them, you know. And second of all, some animals are weapons. So, but yeah, I hate that there. Andre, thanks for some money for the girl. Thank you. Appreciate that. Lynn, thanks for the 16 months. I'm just here for bug cleaning updates. Indeed. she's got to give us the cleaning update. I love it. She's always like, oh no, no cleaning day. Something to bark about. Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships there too. Thank you. Something to bark about. That is incredibly generous of you. Thank you. Oh, so fly. Thanks for the 5 there. Holy shit. Crook's a switch. There you go. It makes that makes sense why he said he's not afraid to go to jail. Yeah, jail pretty comfortable for a snitch, right? Got to get that that singing voice on.
It makes perfect sense to me as to why he's getting away with everything. Why aren't they acting on the protective order? Because that's their Otter Creek informant, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. So, you know, and again, everybody, it's strange that all these people come over there and then all these people end up going to jail. I mean, it's weird.
Well, maybe they'll make the connection for us.
And like, you know, you said something back when about Michelle saying something about him talking to the police, and it didn't dawn on me that could have been, you know, just the way it was stated. It was a statement that, you know, again, I didn't think about it as a snitch statement.
It just smacked me in the head sitting here with you tonight.
Yeah, but I mean that definitely, wow. I mean, a lot of things come together. It just amazes me. I've not thought about that.
We'll
so
talk
much
about
makes
that
sense
more
now.
in depth. We gotta work that angle now.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's it's an interesting, again, these people have talked about how they're, you know, they're law enforcement, but I've never seen a place, they are outsiders too. They are definitely outsiders. So, you know, as far as
they might be getting a kickback.
Something's definitely afoot there. No, something does not sound right. When it doesn't sound right, well,
you got my fingers going together here. Okay.
When it chirps like a bird and it's housed like a bird, it might be it might be squawking like one. Adair, thank you for the 5 giftos there. Thank you, Adair. It is great to see you. It's also, I always love seeing your avatar there too. SF, thanks for the 5. I bet the dog isn't bad at all. That's just the excuse. LLP used to be a piece of shit. Well, that's possible too. Like that's the thing I was saying, you know, as well. The dog, but if the dog's hungry and it's showing behavior where it's, again, dogs will get into all kinds of mess, you know, dogs, depending on dog types too. So, but if a dog's hungry, that definitely would describe certain behavior as well. Some of this stuff that they've thrown in, I mean, again, a lot of it, like when you look at it a specific way, a lot of things start to make a lot more sense. Like hungry dog. Also, again, maybe the dog isn't bad at all. Maybe the dog doesn't do anything at all. Maybe, you know, we're taking this person's word on the dog actually ate all the animals and it wasn't just some other, you know, it's not a convenient scapegoat. Who knows? So fly. Thanks for the 5. I mean, it's true, you know. Lynette says the dog's aggressive. HG is a hitter. What if she's what if she hits the aggressive dog at the wrong time? I mean, that's true too. And JC can't stop it on the GIMP. Yeah, well, they've that is a danger too. I mean, a lot of things could go wrong. It's again, do not contact anyone that's associated with this either. This is just discussion. So you can't do anything about it. Palmer Archer's Homestead. What's up? Thanks for the vibe there. They'll learn not to F with my Tina. That's right. It's going to boomerang on them all. That's right. Well, it motivated you to go back through notes and stuff and to really start thinking about all the conversations that were had and everything that came up, because just the level of lies. I think it surprises that people expect them to lie, but I don't think they expect the level of it until they encounter it.
I tell you, I've never seen a level of stupid as I've seen with this. I mean, it's just, if you don't know the facts of what you're quote unquote reporting, you should keep your mouth shut.
Well, they figure nobody, you see, the cost, people have already seen how this stuff costs. Like, again, Germany is the great object lesson in this. You look at it, and what do you get back from going after this? So they figure nobody will go after them that way. And you know what? Like I said, they've run in their mouths. Like, for someone like myself, well, I'll cover you forever. That's my way of going for it. I don't, I won't meet you in the courtroom like that. I mean, if I have to, if you want to try to sue me, cool. But, again, I'm not going to,
I'm not
going to play it that way.
I don't play like that.
Well, it's just the amount of, it's an insane amount of money. Like, I wish Jeremy nothing but the best in it, and I'd hoped it'd work out for him. But my God, the cost in it, like people learn real quickly that really, like, when you get down to it, courts, they're not there for anybody except for, it feels like, judges and officers and stuff. It feels like they're there to defend those people. They're not really there to help out the common person dealing with real problems,
Totally agree.
But Puzzle Puzzler, thanks for the vibe. A sign of high intelligence and humility is able to change your mind based on new, accurate, and verified information. Indeed. And Again, I understand too, some people don't want to be scammed, but once you are, you are, be able to admit it, be able to move on from it. Ugh. Travis, thanks for the 10 there. I took myself off pain meds. It was an effing rough for the first month or so. I feel so much better nowadays. I was on them for almost 15 years from a motorcycle accident. I don't want to take them anymore. Yeah, after a while, I mean, certain stuff like I said, I developed a problem. I had a terrible pain in my side. And years later, when I had my appendix rupture, it had something in it. It had I don't know if it was a tumor or what, but it had they missed it because you can get something inside of those, which I didn't ever really think about, but they have to scan specifically for that. And even then they'll miss stuff. So I ended up getting, the answer with the medical industry. If they can't find a problem, well, back in the day, nowadays, it just depends. Nowadays it's not as much, but back in the day, it was just, dope you to your gills and give you more. So I developed a problem with that. And I'm glad that I don't have that right now. I'm glad I made it through the other side on that, because a lot of people, like, they had their lives destroyed by that industry. But it's good to see you, Travis, too, man. Appreciate you, brother. Sheila, thanks for the 10 months. I can state with 100% confidence that Tina has never spoken publicly about who. Never. Yeah, the stuff you didn't until they wanted some, essentially. You were like,
AFAFO'd.
Yeah, you were like, I'm not going to talk about these people. I mean, you noted that to me. You were like, any of this stuff that's been discussed, because I told you, I was like, for me, my whole plan, I'm not going to bring up the conversation unless I told you, my thing. If they want to call me a liar, or they keep going after, like, sooner or later, this woman, because she's, I'm sure, it's also, she's telling her lawyer that she has there that, I'm not doing any of this stuff. And I'm like, Okay. You know?
Well, I called up there because, you know, because the Pennsylvania cop told me if she has a lawyer, they're going to have to send the lawyer paperwork. And I said, the only lawyer I know about is in Ohio and it has nothing to do with this.
Right.
He said, I don't care. I need his address. So I called up and left a message for his secretary, Ashley, but she hasn't called back. But I mean, I'm not trying to insert myself. PSP needs it. What am I going to say? No to the cops? Right. I don't think so.
Nancy, that's true. Thanks for the file. Thank you, Tina, for coming forward with all the info. You brought it to light. Indeed. Indeed. Hey, something to bark about. Also, thanks for sent you an email. Let me check that out real quick. Let me take a look here. Give me a minute. Oh, hey, I'll read over that in a minute, you know, and thank you, by the way. Appreciate that. I will look it over and see what's there. S-Shot, thanks for the 10 there. Love you, Tina. Love your honesty. And, of course, we love Tug. Well, thank you.
Thank you, Sean.
Yeah.
Love right back at you.
We appreciated, you know, everything you've done on this, too. You know, talking about the reality of this madness. Yeah. Whoa, man. Wow. Patricia, that's crazy. I'll note that at the very thank you. That's wild. I appreciate it too. I found a book series, by the way. I've been looking for a book series that I just couldn't find something I wanted. I had seen how high rated the book series Dungeon Crawler Carl is. You know, it's it sounds almost like it would be an anime or something, but it's sci-fi. And I went through listening. Oh my God, that is such a good book. I cannot believe how good it is. I'm about 5 hours into listening to it, and holy crap, it's so good. It's funny. It's written so well. I recommend. Kitty Ninja plus Katana too. Thanks for the 30 months there. Tugless. Today is Raya and Mark Norman's boy's birthday. Oh, the twins turned 6. Oh, that's cute. Yes, of course. Of course. We love them both there and their family. You know, they're good people. They are very good people, by the way. I really appreciate Mark and Raya.
Happy birthday!
And from all
of us to you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
May all your dreams come true. Happy birthday. We love to have you here. Happy birthday. Here's to another year.
Many more years. That is awesome, dude. I love you, them. Man, who's your daddy? Prayers needed. Diagnosed with stage 4 stomach cancer. Hey, brother, you know, for sure. Like I said, if you need something, you need an ear or something, let me know too. Appreciate you. And prayers for sure.
Definitely.
With that. Yeah, you know, like I said, with all of that, again, when you're dealing with stuff like that too, remember you don't have to deal with it alone. Okay, appreciate you, my friend. Grammy, thank you for the new membership there. Thank you, welcome. Thank you for that membership. Welcome to Tugs. I love to say that too. Thank you for that. You also gave me time to say that. I love it. Love it. Hazel Monday Engel, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. You know what's weird is when I say your name, it's hard for me not to say the whole thing because I got used to your name and it sounds good when it flows together. So I want to say the whole thing. I love it. But thank you there. Appreciate that. You know, Mark, thanks for the 2 there. So do we know the dog hasn't bitten HG? Now we haven't heard anything about that yet, but I don't think they would tell us. Rhea Ryan, Mistress Super Chat. Was it at the very beginning? It may have cut it off. Yeah, I don't see one in the thing. Let me look through it may cut it off before. Are they doing that again? Let me make sure. Walk it down through here. Yeah, I think it cut off. It must be at the beginning there. Give me a second. Yeah, it had to cut it off at the beginning. Give me a second. Let me check YouTube. See. I think it's cutting them off for the. I'm glad you mentioned that, by the way. First of all, I don't like missing anything on there. But second of all, I like to know if it's cutting them off. So let me see. Give me 1 minute. I know it'll take me a second, but I've got to check it. Oh yeah, it cut off. I cut off 2 there actually. I cut off one from Cat. Hey Cat, sorry again. So when the super chats come up, I see them. You see me flipping through them. That's on StreamYard, and it's supposed to pick them all up, but apparently it missed 2 off there. So if I've missed anybody recently at the very beginning, I apologize. That's it goes back and forth with this, and they supposedly had it fixed, and I hate that, especially Rhea. I'm glad I caught that. I'm glad somebody else mentioned that because you noted that it's your boys, Billy and Eric's 6th birthday today, which is awesome, by the way. And I'm glad that that was known. I'm glad that somebody else noted, and I'm glad you told me that stuff is not coming up too. And I'm very said happy birthday to them. You, Mark, we appreciate you guys. You know, been here a long time, but I mean, again, you're just good people. I like that about you. You know, it's nice to run across good examples online. Kat also was there. Thanks for the 2. The mug crew are the best. Thank you. Well, hey, thank you, Kat. Appreciate you too. You know, and sorry about that. Like I said, it cut off 2 at the beginning. I will have to watch it again. If I miss somebody there, somebody let me know for sure with that, because I hate that. I hate it, especially with a birthday like that, you know, especially for you, Ryan. What's up? Thanks for the 5. I'm a pit bull owner. It's not the dog. Exactly. It's how it's raised. Also, LMOP, most evil person I've ever seen. Oh, these people are bad, man. Yeah, and you're right. Look, we used to get dogs. So when I was younger and we would train dogs, we would get dogs that people had given up on. And some of the dogs, what they'd been put through, like for example, early on, I found out what fighting dogs would go through. You know, like people would, they would give them gunpowder, you know, burn out part of their brains to make them more aggressive. Just horrible stuff that people would do to animals. And, you know, the animal would have something, they'd end up doing something horrible. And, you know, the animal would be blamed, the animal would be put down. And it was, obviously the owner's fault. And it doesn't have to be that extreme. Sometimes, you know, just the neglect, not feeding an animal properly. I mean, we know how we are with hunger. What can a dog do about it except, again, take out animals, and they're going to act out. Wifed up. Thanks for the 20 there. As someone that's worked Shepherd Rescue for 9 years, it takes so much to be able to adopt an aggressive dog. Indeed. You have to do a ton of training and find the right family. Because dog, it's life, no fault. Yes, indeed. And people, when they pick up animals, they need to know what they're in for as well. If a person wants a dog just to sit around and to be cutesy, you know, when a person too, they want to complain, like they're complaining about this dog's actions, and yet at the same time, they want a dog that will again be a quote unquote guard dog. Now, what does that mean to them too? You know, you always have to ask the question when somebody's bringing up, oh, I want this for my dog, or I want that from my dog. Well, what does that mean to them? You know, like what is a guard dog to this person? Because some people's definition of a guard dog is pretty freaking volatile and aggressive, I have to say. Let's see. But yes, I am props to what you do. 9 years. That's awesome. Max Lab, thank you for the super chat, my friend. Appreciate you there. Janice, thanks for the 2 years. Thank you there. Appreciate it. I have nothing important to say. I love being there. That's important. You being here is very important there. Please check out Otis, the Great Dane. Scoofiness says it best. I'll have to check it out. Thank you. Much love to you. I love to you too. Appreciate that. It's very important to, you know what, positivity recommendations are very important in here. And what's up, Hazel Ingle? Thanks for the 5. LOL. One more reason for you to say my name. Hazel, Monty were 2 of my favorites. Ingle is German for angel, as both passed a long time. Oh, you know, that's nice with commemoration. It's just, it flows so, like, in my mind, I have to say it all. You'll notice I said it all there, and you know, that doesn't happen all the time. So now I shorten names because honestly, I shorten names because I butcher names. I mean, again, look at Rhea Raya. I was like, I couldn't remember what her name was pronounced as. So I went with both, and it becomes fun and funny. But some names just flow in. I got to say it all. And Patricia, you know, sent $150. Man, thank you there. With a note as, use it how you need it. Well, I appreciate that. What I will probably do is I'll probably get a book for myself and anything the kids need. You know, that's usually, and if not, after that, it'll get put away. All right. So let me make sure. I think that's everybody too. Thank you guys for being here too. And thank you too, Tina. Appreciate you.
I appreciate you. Thanks for having me.
So, one man in Florida, Otter updates. I like the Otter updates, by the way. ODDER updates. I think that's funny. All right. Well, we are going to end here. Appreciate you, folks. I'm going to shoot you over there. And
hold on, y'all gotta go on Jeremy's live.
Yeah, that's where I'm sending them.
Travis, if you haven't seen the short, Travis made, I think he said 800 on the tool sale, and he's gifting 4 people $50 tonight in the chat. So you have to be in the chat. You gotta watch Jeremy.
That's awesome, man. People can go in and enjoy it. Yeah. I saw them doing this sale, and I tuned in I tried to send some people over to them, you know, and it was funny. I was giving Travis a hard time here and there, you know. I like Travis. I like giving him a hard time, you know. Well, he's a decent dude. That's what again, these people have done their best to damage the character of these folks. And what I found out over time dealing with these people is actually most of them are just normal folks, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I think the world of all of them. I have nothing but respect for all of you. And like I said, they come for you. And if I can help, I will definitely help, because this community is a positive, loving community. They're trash. We're not.
Yep. Well, I love like I said, I love the insanity in watching it, but I hate that it gets pointed at people. You know, that's the problem with all of this. And it shows or anything, you always remember, like when you watch a Lifetime show, you know, these murder shows and stuff. I enjoy watching true crime stuff sometimes, but remember, there is a human element in it too. Never forget that, you know?
Yep.
And, you know, never forget the cost that these people have brought to certain people's lives.
Well, I appreciate all of you for being there for me when I didn't have anyone to turn to, when I was spinning out and squirreling out because of what I heard with her. And there's so much more. I just want people to realize these people wouldn't know the truth if it smacked them in the face.
Well, it's sad to know that, like you said, there were moments like when, you know, when she wanted you to make contact and stuff, even then, you know, some of the crazy that you were hearing there, you're like, oh my God, you know, this situation is so messed up.
It is. And I mean, it's still, I sit back and think about it and I'm like, it's surreal. It really is, because it's not normal behavior.
Imagine them being your neighbors. Well,
Oh,
none
no.
of that's normal. I mean, look at the way that people live and stuff. Is any of that normal? I mean,
No.
honestly, like, you know,
That's like what the Appalachian people, the people who don't care, the ones that are really out there.
oh yeah, you know, and I get the, you know, I've been around the I hate society and I hate you know, anybody telling me what to do. I've seen those people, you know, and props to them. But you know, these folks,
They are I mean, they're sovereign, but they're taking sovereign to a whole new level.
they remind me of sovereign citizens.
Yeah, they're taking it to a whole new level.
Yep. I enjoy it though, watching, like I said, the insanity because
I tune in every night at 8:00. So
yeah. Well, I like watching the stupid. But anyway, I'm gonna send you all over to Jeremy. Appreciate you folks, and we'll see you.
thanks, guys. Bye.